against the Brewers tomorrow. The new Suns regime convened for Media Day ahead of training camp opening tomorrow. Preseason play begins the 8th against the Pistons. The Cardinals are now 1-3 after yesterday's loss to the 49ers. Rookie wideout Michael Wilson had a big game. He caught 7 passes for 76 yards and 2 scores. They're back home for a Week 5 matchup with the slumping Bengals. ASU football lost to Cal Saturday. They'll get ready to host the Colorado Buffaloes, led by head coach Deion Sanders on Saturday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword GRAND at foxsports910.com. That's GRAND at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center for all your AC plumbing.
All right, coming up in 30 with the regular show open.
Starting off the week a little bit cooler, mid-80s for your daytime high today with plenty of sunshine. For tonight, we'll see those temperatures dipping down into those low 60s with clear skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Oregano's Pizza Bistro.
Never visited Oregano's? Well, close your eyes, unless you're driving. Smell the savory marinara. Hear the crispy crunch of thin crust pizza, or stop in for the real thing at Oregano's, your neighborhood Italian joint.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always on.
You guys are hot.
LernerandRowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Hey, everybody. Christian McCaffrey has just scored another touchdown, and the Diamondbacks have just lost another game to the Houston Astros. Welcome in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99.9 HD2, and on the iHeartRadio app. Jax is here with us, and we've got Connor back in the iHeartRadio studios. It is a glorious day in the neighborhood. Temperatures are awesome, and we are here until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Manuch, you have a good weekend.
Oh, it was a great weekend. Nice to see a guy named young Brock Purdy. I've been protege for since 9th grade. It was only 20 for 21.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you claiming it was your tutelage?
Well, it's a combination there, all the above. I sent him a text this morning. I congratulated him and say, hey, look, at least it was a nice miss on that out route to McCaffrey. You put it out there where nobody could get it, but he was a little upset. And then I've never seen a baseball team lose 5 out of the last 7, lose the last 4, and make the playoffs.
I know.
Just like that. And so the D-backs, no matter how you get there, you're there.
You're there.
You're there. And we had an 0-for, or I should say an 0-5 for the state of Arizona with, let's see, the D-backs lost, the Cardinals, ASU, U of A, NAU. Oh, excuse me. We had an 0-6er. And the Yotes lost in preseason.
Well, that's an exhibition game. All right, Connor, let's go. All right, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Time for the top local and national stories
Sorry.
of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, we just had a little laugh about what happened with the Cardinals against the San Francisco 49ers and also the Diamondbacks. By the way, it is awesome that the D-backs have made the MLB playoffs. It's just comical the way that it ended up and how they were indeed able to make the playoffs. Manuch, let's start first with the Cardinals lost to the 49ers. Not unexpected. I think everybody felt that San Francisco was a far better team, and they showed it. I'm just going to say this, that I know that Christian McCaffrey's the highest paid running back in the NFL. Damn, Manuch, he is well worth it.
It's interesting. Think of all the outstanding running backs in the National Football League. I mean, talk about a 5-tool guy.
Yes.
He runs the ball at the outside, runs on the inside, can run it with power, can catch a football, can block, can hurdle. We found out as well too. But you know what? You talk about an all-around football player who's also got explosiveness. What did he run now? Like a 23 miles an hour 2 weeks ago down that left sideline. And I don't think people understand his background. You know, Ed McCaffrey, his dad played for the Broncos for many, many years, was a track guy in college and high school. Well, so was Christian McCaffrey, a track guy in college and in high school at Stanford. And here's one of these young men that you see, you see the prowess of a running back week in and week out. He might be the hottest running back, I think, in the first 4 weeks of the National Football League by touching base with all areas of the offensive game. And on top of that, you go, okay, you got Christian McCaffrey, got Kittle, you got Deebo Samuel, who I think was over as far as passes, really didn't need him, Ayuk, and then you've got a litany of guys that are great backups. You got Jennings, and then you see some of the other guys they have plus an offensive line, and then you're seeing the maturity and really the, I think, years ahead of himself, Brock Purdy, a quarterback.
Let me drop this on you. When Ayuk was at ASU, could you tell watching him play that he was going to develop into this top flight NFL
Absolutely.
receiver?
He was strong. He was fast. Yards after contact.
Yeah.
He had the size. He caught the ball. I mean, I think he was one of those kind of guys, if you threw the ball in his neighborhood, he was going to come up with it. And that's just kind of, you're happy for the young man because you think of his last year here at Arizona State, you really started to see him blossom. And you're like, man, it's too bad this kid's going to come out into the draft. And when we went to San Francisco, went perfect. I mean, he's perfect for that Kyle Shanahan system. He can run deep, he can run across. He'll utilize his speed, his size, and I think his prowess in reference to what that offense is all about. And I think you see it with Deebo Samuel. I think you see it with George Kittle, with their entire receiving core. But what complements everything is the running game that Kyle Shanahan stole, developed, mimicked from his dad when Mike Shanahan was the head coach at the Denver Broncos and the Washington Redskins. And the whole basis was running game, establishing that, and the receiving core kind of took care of itself with play action passing. And you look at the running backs going through Denver, the Terrell Davises and many others that kind of came through that system. They all flourished with that system. And the one thing about Kyle Shanahan now is I feel he's kind of taken that to another level. But you got to remember that Mike Shanahan had this guy named John Elway.
He did, yes.
And you also had, you look back, also Denver had.
Had the three amigos. They were good.
They did. And then, you had Peyton Manning came in later in reference to all the things he did under a new staff. And Gary Kubiak, I believe, was the head coach. So I think those are things when you look at the tradition of what makes these guys so good. He's got a full arsenal of weapons. Extremely difficult for this Arizona Cardinals team to try to attack or even stop, especially when you looked at the first. I mean, the next thing you look, it's 21-3.
Right.
Before the Cardinals got a score at the end of the first half, 21-10. And then you know what? They were kind of quasi back in the game, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
Until the 49ers said, all right, enough of this.
Yeah.
And they put 14 points on the board in that fourth quarter.
All right. Joshua Dobbs went 28 of 41, 265 yards, couple of touchdowns. And right now, the Cards are 1-3. So I'm real curious to pick your brain a little bit about what you saw from the Cardinals team yesterday against what most people believe is the best team in the NFC.
I really felt that they hung in there.
They competed.
And I think that they really started to do a good job of getting the ball down the field. And then for all the Stanford Cardinal that are out there, hey, nice to have Michael Wilson on this side of the Arizona Cardinals. He really, to me, looked like he's comfortable. He's developing. And I think for Joshua Dobbs, develop into a good quarterback. No interceptions. Threw the ball accurately. Couple touchdown passes. You just talked about his numbers.
Right.
I mean, you look at his QB rating the last 4 weeks, aside from the first week, it's improved. They know the offense. But let me tell you what else is going on. Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator, is calling a good game, understanding what he has with Joshua Dobbs as his quarterback. And you also look at Dobbs as far as some of the carries he's had. He had 48 yards. He's running effectively. He's throwing effectively. So I'm going to put him in a category more than just a serviceable backup. I'm going to put him a notch above for right now.
All right. What did you think also about the announcement that came over the weekend by Adam Schechter. He's saying that Kyler Murray is not going to come off the PUP list.
It didn't surprise me.
Okay.
It really didn't. I thought, quite frankly, that Kyler Murray is being a little maybe his forethought was a little more anxiousness in his TikTok video. Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Guys, what he came off of, I would be shocked if he came back within the next 2 weeks. I could see him maybe 3-4 weeks from now with that injury, because they're not going to put him out there unless he is completely 110% healthy and ready to go and able to make the drops in the plays that you're seeing Joshua Dobbs make. Because I think in the meantime, you may not have the speed, but I think that as far as throwing from the pocket, accuracy, and not turning the football over, Josh Dobbs is doing a very good job. And I think that this organization is going, look, we're doing okay without him. We'd love to have him back out there. Don't get me wrong, folks.
Right. Yeah.
Love to have him back
3 minutes.
there. But they're not putting him back out there in harm's way if that knee is not completely 110%.
I'm with you on that, too. Absolutely with you on that. So that brings us then to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just head to state48roofing.com. You can always follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. Here's the question. What growth are you seeing in the Cardinals this year? 4 options. 1, resilience. 2, offense much improved. 3, defense more physical. 4, better coaching. Just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter or X and cast your vote, and we will update you on the question of the day throughout the show. All right, Manuch, so we had a little laugh about the D-backs, but the most important thing is they are in. They are in postseason play.
2 minutes.
And if you would have said at the beginning of the year, are they going to be? No. We all would have said, no, they're not there yet. However, they are there, and they begin tomorrow against the Brewers in Milwaukee.
And there's no named starter yet. I got to imagine.
I thought I heard Fott.
It might be. It just depends. It's interesting to go there. I'm like way ahead of the curve here late last night. I'm going, okay, have they got the starter named yet? No, not. And if Fott or Kelly or Zach Gallen, depending who's had their rest, because at this point, it's if you have a day short, it's all hands on deck. But, yeah, it was just very interesting to see them get those 4 games in a row, last 5 out of 7, and to see a team go celebrate in the pool that's going to the playoffs after you just got swept. It was like, wait a second. Okay. Like, this is modern day baseball, but that's the way the wild card is.
Yep.
Hey, to your point, Jimmy, congratulations, Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
you're right. We really thought this team was maybe a year or 2 years ahead of itself, and they're there, but they need to find their bats once again when they get this bad boy started tomorrow at 4:00 our time on ESPN Plus, and to see if they can just kind of generate the kind of offense that they had 3 weeks ago.
Well,
they're going to have to.
They're going to play against the team in Milwaukee Brewers that can have solid pitching, a terrific bullpen, and they can hit. So this is a tough assignment.
If there's one detriment they have in those 3 areas, the lagging is the hitting.
Yes.
They're not a high scoring team. They're just very effective.
Yep.
But their starters are money, and their bullpen is extra cash. And I think that's some of and they can field. So what do they always say? Pitching, fielding is what gets you through the playoffs, and clutch hitting. So, hey, you know what? You're there. You'll see what happens.
That's
you never know.
Yep, you flip the coin and just go for it. Hey, the top headlines are always presented by the CAZ Sportsbook at Casino, Arizona. That's where we're broadcasting from right now, always on Monday at the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. And by the way, don't forget, tonight is Monday night tailgate. Manuch is here. He is going to give away oodles of cash. That's right. He's got the kickoff challenge. He's got squares. He's got propositions. It's going to be a great time this evening. Seahawks and Giants on the Monday night game. All you got to do is just show up at Casino, Arizona at the Sports Book and the CAZ Sports Bar. All right, when we come back, it was for our Valley Chevy dealers, Sounds of the Weekend. And it's next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Looking for a change
Clear.
in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
Hi, this is
Yep,
Dom
you got it.
Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Tune in from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach
All
issues,
right, coming back in
low
about
back
1
pain.
minute with
How does
the
it all add up?
Chevy
If
Plays
you
of the
have
Week.
heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and
Coming
even
back
my
in
shoes.
20 with the Chevy
And
Plays
when
of the Week.
wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com.
You guys are hot.
Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Hey, everybody, welcome back on a Monday at Casino, Arizona. We're hanging out in the sports book and sports bar. We have the big Monday night tailgate this evening, and it's going to be a lot of fun with the Seahawks and the Giants. Time now to get to our top plays of the evening. And, of course, it's all presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. We begin with the guy who had a sensational day yesterday against the Arizona Cardinals, that being Christian McCaffrey. And thank you to Fox for these highlights.
Motion from Deebo Samuel. Again, McCaffrey with the try and the touchdown. San Francisco marches down the field and puts 6 on the board to start the game. Motion by McCaffrey, the swing to McCaffrey, use check blocking out front. Oh, a hurdle for McCaffrey, leaping his way for the touchdown. First down and goal. McCaffrey again, and for the 4th time today, Christian McCaffrey scores a touchdown.
There you go. 4 touchdowns he scored there in yesterday's game. He was unstoppable, and he is a terrific player. Now, quarterback Brock Purdy also had a sensational game as well. Only 1 incomplete pass. 1. That was it after the game. Here's McCaffrey talking about what makes Brock Purdy really good.
I think you can just go down the list of what makes a quarterback good, and he checks every box. And then he has all the intangibles, so that would be phenomenal. I mean, it's really, and then he brings a kind of swagger and energy every day that is fun to be around. He's quiet, but he's very confident, and he expresses that in the way he plays. So it's just awesome having him in the huddle.
It's interesting, Jimmy, that he checks every box, and that's one of the things I tell a lot of quarterbacks over the years is that you got to get up and check every box if you want to be a good quarterback. And what Brock does, he's been checking those boxes probably the last 10, 12, 15 years of being a quarterback in high school and in college at Iowa State. So he's used to doing that.
Sure.
So what's interesting is to hear Christian McCaffrey say that about when they see Brock Purdy come in that locker room and that he checks all the boxes that they're aware of. Little do they know that he's been checking boxes to get him to where he's at for many, many years. I mean, he's just ingrained to get up. You do this, 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 and this. When you prepare for a game, you check all those boxes. So I just thought that comment was pretty interesting. We've been talking about that for many, many years with all the quarterbacks. You've got to get up, check your boxes every day if you're going to be a successful quarterback, and that a guy like Christian McCaffrey recognizes that, or that locker room recognizes that.
What are those Brock Purdy haters saying now? I mean, what else does this guy have to prove? I mean, he's undefeated, 20-21 passing. I mean, for people out there that still say stuff about Brock Purdy, it's just comical to me.
It's interesting. You saw on Twitter last night, all these people that have been supporting Brock, and I'm a little bit on the down low with all of that because I fear his actions speak louder than words. But all like the David Lombardi's out of San Francisco, who's been a big fan, and a lot of guys nationalized that say, hey, look, okay, so does he prove to you that he's a legitimate National Football League quarterback? Oh, that's right. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got George Kittle. They throw all these buts. And I'm like, well, wait a second.
Yeah.
The guy that gets the ball to them on a consistent basis has no interceptions and does all these things. Does that just happen? No, it doesn't just happen. So to your point, I thought that was funny that all of a sudden these people are going, well, maybe he's not quite such a bad quarterback after all. Just cracks me up to hear
And then you've got guys like Joe Burrow who's struggling too right now with the Bengals offense.
Yeah.
So that shows you how hard it is to be not only a quarterback in the NFL, but face these NFL defenses.
Manuch, let me drop this on you, and then I want to move on this subject. But Brock Purdy is drafted last out of Iowa State in the NFL draft. We had a lot of fun with the Mr. Irrelevant, and now he is relevant. But what did the 49ers see, their coaching staff, that other coaching staffs apparently missed?
Well, I will say this. Jonathan Lynch and Kyle Shanahan were on the same page. The guy played 46 games in college football.
Okay.
He was successful every year.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in big games and won big games, i.e. I'll talk the Fiesta Bowl
right, yep.
against
beat
Oregon.
Yep.
Beat Oregon. He took him to a couple other bowl games. His resiliency, his accuracy, his game coming from behind wins. So reps mean a lot. And Jackson will tell you this, reps mean a lot to it. And I think with the other people got caught up in Jay, well, he's not quite 6'4", 6'5". He's only about 6'1", and doesn't quite have the gun, but he's got a good arm. And yeah, he's got a lot of athletic ability and escapability, but they're all looking for that prototypical quarterback.
Yeah, everybody wants you to be Josh Allen.
Yeah, but I think they forget to remember that when you had a guy named Drew Brees come out of Purdue, he had about a lot of the same qualities.
He did. Yeah.
You look at Russ Wilson. He's out there at North Carolina State. Then he has a good game. He has a hell of a Rose Bowl for Wisconsin.
Right.
His transfer. So you look at all the guys that are 5'10" to 6 foot, 6'1", whatever, and you just kind of go, would you not accounting them as one of your comps as well too? But what they saw was his ability to win in big games, play a lot of football, and he's a bright young man, and he's focused. There's no drama. There's no Twitter drama. There's no this drama. There's no drama. And he got his degree, and he was there, and he's responsible. I went, damn, we can work with this kid. That's what I like.
And I think it's playing into effect in the college level, too, seeing Brock Purdy use all of his eligibility and go to the NFL and transition well. Guys like Michael Penix and Bo Nix, if they were to leave after the 3 years,
right?
I don't think it turns out in the NFL they are now. They would have been like 6th, 5th round picks, but since they use all their eligibility, leave to a different school, they're projected first-round picks.
And look how good they are projected now.
Well, and here's the thing:
3 minutes.
Brock, I say, had a clean career at Iowa State. As I mentioned, no drama.
Right.
Played well.
Yep.
He started his third game as a freshman and never looked back. And I think that's what Kyle Shanahan looked at in his quarterbacks. That's what John Lynch specifically said. We like this kid for what he's done and not what his potential is. Give him a shot, and they're impressed. You just heard Christian McCaffrey talk about he checks the boxes. Well, he was doing that day one when he walked in there for the first mini camp and OTAs and went, wow, this kid's serious about this. And that's a serious freaking locker room in San Francisco.
Oh,
guys.
yes, it is.
Those dudes, they're here to win it all and win it all, and they know that their window might be closed a little bit because of contracts that will be coming up.
All right, so here's Brock Purdy after yesterday's win then, talking about personal stats.
Most games, yes. Honestly, today, I'm not lying. Like, they told me I had one incompletion at the end of the game. I was like, oh, my gosh. Like,
2 minutes?
Today was just one of those games I really wasn't thinking about it. But there's games where it's like I'm completing the ball, and it's like sort of in my mind, every single one of these balls has been a completion so far, But today it wasn't the case.
And he's probably upset. I know he's upset about the one he missed. Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
It was about I'm going to say 8 or 9 yard out route, and he got a little hurt. He had Gardick in his face.
Mm-hmm.
He still could have made the throw. He just let him a little bit too much. And quite frankly, all the other throws were money. I mean, Ayuk had that really nice back shoulder catch. He kind of let him.
Yeah.
It's a very good catch. And, I mean, just the accuracy, the timing, getting the ball out. And folks, he works at that all the time. He's been doing that since his 9th grade over at Perry High School in Gilbert. And he's just, at that point, you check enough boxes, so to speak, and you work that hard, comes to fruition.
All right. Hey, Connor, let's skip down to the Jonathan Gannon presser after the game yesterday, and we'll run a little bit of what the Cardinals head coach
1 minute.
Jonathan Gannon had to say about the game yesterday.
Or a place where you could go for it on 4th down. So, like I said, give them credit. They out-executed us a little bit. And we'll get back at it, though, because like I told them, I'm proud of them. They fought. We just got to do a better job helping them out, the coaching staff, to make sure that we can execute a little better.
And I think that's true. I mean, they got back into. They got down 21-3, 21-10. That 99-yard drive that told me that these guys are still dialed in.
Absolutely.
I mean, take that down the field, and to see Josh Dobbs make the throws he made on some key 3rd down conversions. Guys, they were 9 for 15 on 3rd down conversions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's been kind of their way they've been doing. They've been averaging, I want to say 45 to 50, 55% on 3rd down conversions. Last week, the same thing. So that drive told me that there's a lot of resolve with this team as far as the coaching. And I really thought that Drew Petzing, the OC, did a very good job. You saw some adjustments on the defensive side, but then from the defensive side, there's sometimes you're just going to get outmanned.
Yeah.
Or out talented.
Yes.
And that's what they saw.
Well, the Niners are a more talented team. There's no question. Hey, tomorrow, El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday at the Barrio Queen. We're going to be at the Glendale of Barrio Queen. Stop by, enjoy some incredible, authentic Mexican food, and, of course, try the new El Bandito Yankee Tequila. That's tomorrow, live in Glendale at the Barrio Queen. All right, coming up, Sun Devils had a chance to beat the Cal Bears, could not get it done. And, of course, the 49ers with the win over the Cardinals. Rudy Carpenter is going to be our guest. We will break it all down with Rudy. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Cardinals' Zach Ertz became the 8th tight end in history to eclipse 700.
And I'm just doing his intro, right?
After logging 6 catches in yesterday's game, they're back home for a Week 5 matchup with the slumping Bengals. The D-backs tab Brandon Font as their starter for tomorrow's Game 1 against the Brewers. The new Suns regime convened today for Media Day. Ahead of training camp opening tomorrow, preseason play begins the 8th against the Pistons. Arizona State football lost to Cal on Saturday, and now they'll get ready to host the resurgent Colorado Buffaloes, led by Coach Deion Sanders this Saturday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting?
All right, we got Rudy.
Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Upper Crust Pizza, Patio, and Wine Bar is your home for a variety of homemade, made-to-order pizzas, calzone, pastas, and more. But it's more than great Italian food. It's your home for college and pro football. Watch games all weekend. Plus, enter to win a free big screen TV every month. Upper Crust is the official home of the Ohio State Alumni Club of Phoenix. Upper Crust, on the southeast corner of Pink Creek on the 101, always has incredible daily specials. Pizza and football. A perfect match at Upper Crust Pizza, Patio, and Wine Bar.
Chief White House correspondent Kristen Welker joins me now.
From across the nation.
What is the #1 issue for you?
To the national stage.
And I welcome you to the final 2020 presidential debate.
When critical votes were counted.
Still too close to call.
And when power was held to account.
Is abuse of power an impeachable offense?
Kristen Welker met the moment. Now she joins Meet the Press as its new moderator.
If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press.
Sundays on NBC.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call, no BS.
Gillette Intimate.
30 seconds for a CAZ Sports Bar Monday liner, and then Rudy Carpenter's intro.
And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahey, touchdown! And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc.
You guys are hot.
On Fox Sports 910, on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Hey everybody, welcome back in. We're hanging out today, Casino, Arizona. It's Monday Night Tailgate, Seahawks Giants tonight. We're going to be giving away cash. Doesn't cost you anything. Just show up and party with us tonight on the Monday Night Tailgate. Rudy Carpenter is our guest. You can always follow Rudy on X or Twitter at Rudy G. Carp 12. That's at Rudy G. Carp 12. Rudy, it's Jimmy B and Manuch along with Jax. Welcome to the show as always, pal. Let me just pick your brain a little bit. Let's start first with Arizona State and what we saw against the Cal Bears. Rudy, they had a real shot to win that game. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it's a disappointing loss for ASU and the coaching staff and Kenny Dillingham and everybody, right? I mean, I think when they were going through the season, looking at the schedule, I think they figured it was going to be a tough season. It was going to be hard, to win a lot of games. But I think that when they look at the Cal game in particular and where it fell on the schedule, I think they probably looked at that game as a game that they could win, especially after, watching how Cal has played this year. I think it was a game they probably thought for sure they could, go in there and have a chance to win. And they obviously had a lot of chances to win that game. But in my view, they just made a lot of costly errors.
Yeah, Rudy, and I'm a little more old school. I'm not quite up with this fourth down metric that a lot of coaches or colleges or pros. And I just thought with Kenny backed up in your own territory on your own, was it 32 or 30 and 4th and 1, you get stuffed. I mean, for me, that's just an easy score, whether it's a field goal or not for the Cal Golden Bears. I think that kind of was a turning point. I'm just not real hip unless you're across midfield or even close to midfield with that.
Yeah, I think there was. I think when this coaching staff, especially Kenny, goes back and he watches this game, which I'm sure he already has a bunch. I think there was a few critical coaching errors in this game. To be honest with you, a few critical play calls that were interesting to say the least. Some decisions that were interesting to say the least. But on the other side of that, I understand that analytics are a big part of football, and I'm a little old school in the sense too that I think you got to look at the analytics. I think the analytics make a lot of sense, but I also think you have to look at your team and how they're playing and who you have on your team, and I think the momentum of the game matters too. And I'm with you. I think it was in my view not the smartest call and a situation that you can easily give the other team, in this situation Cal, easy points, right? So I think it's difficult, but I also, on the other side of that, look at this and say, well, I mean, shoot, man. I mean, if you're ASU and you're Kenny Dillingham, well, I mean, what do you have to lose? I mean, you're not going to a bowl game. You haven't won any games. You've maybe even played a little bit better than some people have thought you were going to play in certain instances. And I think what Kenny is doing is looking at this and saying, hey, guys, I'm going to continue to do everything I can to give you guys chances to win football games. I don't want you guys giving up on me. I'm not going to give up on you guys, and I'm going to continue to have faith in this football team that we can execute football plays and we can win on critical situations. And I think he wants to keep giving his team those opportunities, and I think it shows the belief in his team, and I think that's also part of what he's trying to do.
Talking about the passing game, Rudy Carpenter joining us here on the right toe to guest on Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. Trenton Bourguet really looked sharp to me as far as getting the ball down the field, his accuracy. And Rudy, he put some balls in some tight windows, I thought. Just the one pick. But I tell you what, that's the best the passing offense I felt has looked this year under Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, and I think that's I think it's interesting because I think the way that Trenton Bourguet played at the end of last season, I think and if I was in his situation, I think I probably feel like I deserved a much more of a look, maybe more respect when it came down to who was going to be the starting quarterback this season, and how that was going to go and how it was going to shake out. I know there was injuries and everything else involved with a lot of the other guys, but I think there was, maybe a rush to see Jalen Rashada or a rush to see, Drew Pine when I know he was hurt as well. A lot of different situations, I guess, but to me, I don't think anybody should really be shocked with the way that Trenton Bourguet played. He's always been a guy that's been prepared. He's always been a guy has really great ball with good accuracy and timing and anticipation. Every time he's gotten an opportunity, that's really what he's done. How he played against Cal is really how he's played every time he's gotten an opportunity. So I don't really think people should be surprised based on how he played.
All right, let's switch gears then and head to the Cardinals and the 49ers. The Cardinals did the best I think that they probably could, Rudy, but they were just overmatched talent-wise. Is that a fair assessment in your estimation?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I said to the Cardinals now, and I thought the Cardinals played reasonably well for the talent that they have, but they were just overmatched with the San Francisco 49ers talent level. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I think the Arizona Cardinals, maybe a little similar to ASU. I think that they've probably played better this year than most people thought they were going to play. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals, I think up until this week, had led every game going into halftime except for this week. And I think they've given themselves a chance to, be in every football game and or win, every football game. Had Zach Ertz caught that ball at the end of the game this last week, that game would have looked, even closer. With that being said, I think the Arizona Cardinals have found some things. On defense, they found some things. On offense, they found
3 minutes.
Things. They might have found a long-term backup in Josh Dobbs, right? I think he's played decent. He's done a nice job representing this football team. Yesterday they had a young rookie, play well. The kid from Stanford who did a nice job for them and made some plays. Their defense has stood up at times. But I think, like you said yesterday, you're playing against, maybe the best football team in the NFL. Some people think maybe the deepest roster in the NFL with a quarterback that is playing really, really, really efficiently. And, I just think we got a team like the San Francisco 49ers who are as deep as they are, as talented as they are, and a quarterback who's playing as efficiently as he is. They're a really difficult team to beat.
Brock, Rudy, I'm just curious. When you watch Brock play, Brock Purdy, I couldn't do 20 for 21 versus air, let alone 7 on a 7.
At least he's honest.
Just we all know. You were dialed in, but to see what he's doing with that accuracy, that timing, and getting the ball out. I just want to get your overall thoughts on what you saw in him, maybe versus when he started off. 9 games ago.
Well, I think, like I said, I think he's playing really efficiently, and anything I'm about to say about Brock is not to diminish how he's playing, but I do think the coaching staff is doing a really, really good job in their play calling. They're running the football. They're building in a lot of easy throws, some screens, some wide receiver screens, some running back swings out of the backfield, which get him going. And then because those act as run plays, it forces the defense to play a lot of single high coverage. And when those defenses play single high coverage, that's when Brock has done a great job cooking. And he's been hitting a bunch of those deep over routes. A lot of times when defenses play single high coverage, whether it's single high zone or man, it gives you a chance to, do what people
1 minute, 1 minute,
or, have runaway type routes against man. And you're able to throw shallow crosses and deep over routes. And those are plays that Brock is really, really good at, because a lot of times those are, number one, against single high coverage, which makes it easier to throw. Number two, they're out of play action. So you're going to get, a lot of movement out of those linebackers to make those holes in those zones to throw in even bigger. And Brock is a really, really, really accurate thrower, and he's got very good anticipation. And those are the types of throws that you're going to do really well in as a quarterback if you're an anticipatory thrower, which is what he is. And so, look, there's no doubt that Brock has been playing really good, really efficient. His numbers are crazy every week. Like I said, 20 for 21, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He's not turning the ball over. Yeah. That's kind of what he's doing. But I also think that the coaching staff does deserve a lot of credit for the way that they're calling plays to really play to what he does well. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of coaches around the NFL and college don't do that. They want to run their scheme come hell or high water instead of run systems, offenses, and schemes that really cater to their quarterback.
I'm with you on that 100%, Rudy. As always, great information. Thank you, Rudy. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys, take care.
There you go, Rudy Carpenter. He's driven by All City Towing, and All City Towing has a whole fleet of brand new vehicles, and they are hiring. That's right. If you're looking for a new gig, why not give All City Towing a try? You get to drive fancy trucks. It's always fun, and you get paid well, and the benefits are exceptional, including a company 50% match on a 401k program. Once again, it is All City Towing. They are 24/7 available to answer your call with over 60 service units. All City Towing. If you're looking for a new gig, easiest way, allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com and search careers. Hey, by the way, Thursday we'll be at a Twin Peaks, and it is indeed Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It runs through the month of October. So in support of breast cancer awareness, all the Twin Peaks girls will be switching it up with Pink Pad every Tuesday and Wednesday. That's Pink Plaid every Tuesday and Wednesday this month. Hang out at a Twin Peaks and show your support. When we come back, football 50 and the random, senseless, useless, did you know? Facts of the day, all presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Bill Belichick and the top 5 defenses that he put together. When they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, the last one that Brady and Belichick, Brady had no touchdowns. The Rams came in averaging 35 points a game, and they scored 3 points on an 89-yard field goal. You got to give the guy some credit.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
A homeowner just like you
decides
to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
This new Wendy's Frosty flavor is way too exciting to keep under wraps. It's a brand new, first-of-its-kind flavor. Get this, pumpkin spice. I know, right? It's so good. It's rich, it's cozy. It's the perfect flavor for some fall frosty time. Watch, everyone will see it and and jump on the bandwagon. Grab a never-before-seen pumpkin spice frosty or pumpkin spice frosty cream cold brew today when you choose wise.
Coming up in 30 seconds, we got the football at 50 intro.
Is temporarily unavailable.
Find the brands, inspiration, and great value you need to own your style at Macy's VIP sale. Going on now. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off fall trends and updates. Plus 15% off go-to beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus shop specials and find great deals on top brands at Macy's VIP sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Let's get ready for football! It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
You guys are hot.
Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We're hanging out at the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. Football at 50, brought to you by Lerner and Rowe. This is a sad football note, and I talked to Manuch earlier today prior to the show about this, and he had a chance to compete against this player when he was playing in the NFL, and that is former All-Pro tight end Russ Francis has been killed in a plane crash. He played for the Patriots and the 49ers. He won Super Bowl 21. He was 70 years old. He was with another person in the plane. Apparently, it was a small engine Cessna that took off on the East Coast, had engine trouble, tried to make it back for a landing and didn't, and crashed into a ravine. Russ Francis, what do you remember about him?
Oh, my gosh, what an athlete. 6'7", 6'8", could run, could block, could catch. He was during that era when Steve Grogan was a quarterback,
yes,
and the Patriots were going to playoffs year in and year out. And then later on in his career, he finished up with the San Francisco 49ers. He was if you looked at Travis Kelce, he was Travis Kelce before Travis Kelce was on the scene.
I agree with that 100%.
If you want a comp per se, but he was tall, he was big, he was, we could say, rangy.
Yeah.
Caught the football. He could run. I think, was it University of Hawaii he came out of?
No, Oregon. He came out of Oregon, but he is from Hawaii.
Yes, yeah.
So that's how you made that connection.
He would always go back. He gave so much back to the city of Boston and going over to Honolulu and in San Francisco. And yeah, when I was just kind of scrolling through the notes, and when you said that, I looked at it and went, wow. I mean, we just hate to lose outstanding individuals, outstanding people that were kind of the crux or core that got organizations established. So I think of those mid-'70s, late 70s, early 80s New England Patriots. Russ Francis was one of the key, one of the better tight ends that we've seen come down the pike.
I'm with you on that. Don't forget, it is the Monday night tailgate tonight as well. Seattle against the New York Giants. It's a good matchup, and we will see you here at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar.
Let's take a look at some of the fun facts presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. Christian McCaffrey, he breaks the record held by 49ers legend Larry Rice. Now, McCaffrey entered a week 4.
Jerry Rice.
I'm sorry. Entered week 4 as a national NFL rushing leader and scrimmage yards leader, and casually added 106 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 71 receiving yards, and receiving touches. His total San Francisco win over Arizona.
Casually?
Casually.
That was good.
This is interesting. It's McCaffrey's 13th consecutive game scoring a touchdown.
Wow.
Including the playoffs, breaking Jerry Rice's franchise record of 12 games and tying the 5th longest streak since 1950. McCaffrey is the 3rd player since 1950 with at least 600 scrimmage yards and 7 scrimmage touchdowns in the first 4 games of the season, joining Hall of Famers Emmitt Smith in 1995 and Jim Brown back in 1958 and 1963. Think about that. He's in some pretty good company as far as that's concerned. How about C.J. Stroud right now, folks?
He's good.
The rookie quarterback threw for another 306 yards in Houston's week 4 win over the Steelers.
Yeah.
That's right, in Pittsburgh. Stroud has totaled 1,212 yards through the air in his young career, the second most in any player's first 4 games in NFL history. Pay attention to this young man, folks. Trailing only Cam Newton's 1,386 yards back in 2011. He put 484 yards on the Cardinals his opening game over at State Farm. Possibly more impressive, Stroud has yet to throw an interception. He is the only player in NFL history with at least 1,200 passing yards and 0 interceptions in his first 4 games. Speaking of quarterbacks or young guys, hey, heads up, Aiden O'Connell. There's this guy named Khalil Mack. Yeah, the rookie quarterback made his debut, as I mentioned, and was greeted by the sack master, Khalil Mack. He had 5 sacks in yesterday's game. 6 sacks in yesterday's games. And he's just 1 sack shy of Hall of Famer Derek Thomas, all-time record. Individual sacks being recorded 1982, set Week 10, 1990 against the Seahawks. Your random facts today are brought to you by the Valley Chevy dealers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
Hey, don't forget, Twin Peaks is the place to be running through October. Football and Fireball. It's a match made in heaven. You can find it at Twin Peaks. All right, a quick timeout. When we come back, ABC Channel 15 Sports Director Craig coming up at the bottom of the hour. We're hanging out today, CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks.
Clear.
But Lerner & Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner & Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on Around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Duke's Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Don't just drink at Duke's, play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool, shuffleboard, darts, karaoke, and trivia nights.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Named one of the New Times best bars in town.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Daily food specials.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Where Dukes? Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Calling all football fans, make your tailgate an unforgettable party for your friends and family. Juanita's Foods is going to spice up your game day gatherings the way we do best. With familia, delicious Mexican-inspired recipes, and a chance to win a VIP tailgate experience for 4, plus tickets to a major football game near you. Enter the Juanita's Tailgate Sweepstakes at tailgate.juanitas.com and tailgate con sabor with Juanitas.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The new Suns regime convened for Media Day ahead of training camp opening tomorrow. Preseason play begins on the 8th when they take on the Pistons. The Cardinals' Zach Ertz became the 8th tight end in NFL history to eclipse 700 career receptions After he had 6 catches in yesterday's game, they're back home for a Week 5 matchup with the slumping Bengals. It'll be Brandon Pfaadt getting the start for the Diamondbacks as they open the playoffs tomorrow in Game 1 against the Brewers. ASU football lost to Cal on Saturday. Now they get ready to host the resurgent Colorado Buffaloes, led by Coach Deion Sanders Saturday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword money at foxsports910.com. That's money at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center.
All right, coming up in 30 seconds, we got the CAC Top Stories intro.
Starting off the week a little bit cooler, mid-80s for your daytime high today with plenty of sunshine. For tonight, we'll see those temperatures dipping down into those low 60s with clear skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows fall is the perfect time for outdoor projects. Right now, you can keep your yard looking its best and save. Take care of leaves with leaf blowers starting at just $89.98. Lowe's knows home improvement. While supplies last, see store for details.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys,
you guys are hot.
What's your top story this hour?
All right, we're going to have a little baseball playoff. Hasn't happened in several years for the Valley, and this is going to be truly exciting. It all begins tomorrow, Diamondbacks and the Brewers in Milwaukee. And Manuch, have they made it official? It is Pfaadt starting.
Yeah, we just heard the update guy just say Brandon Pfaadt's going to be the starter for your Arizona Diamondbacks. And for a lot of folks, I'm sure you're like me, kind of going, well, wait a second. How about if we go Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, and then Pfaadt if you need him? But you and I just talked about, well, there's maybe some house money riding on this.
I would think so.
The young man's been throwing, fairly well, and you kind of take a good think about it. You look at his numbers as far as, the starting at 19 games pitched, and you look at a couple of things that I think of. He's 3-9. Mm-hmm. That doesn't bode well from that standpoint. Pitched 96 innings, so he's probably got the freshest arm out of all of them.
That's fair.
Reference to Ryan Nelson, Merrill Kelly, and Zach Gallen. But you look at his ERA right now, 5.72. That doesn't bode well.
But it was up at 7.
It was at 7, so it's come down. I thought he's pitched very well the last couple of outings.
Uh-huh.
So maybe as far as just a pure rotation, pure days off, the Diamondbacks figured, hey, look, let's just stick with our routine. The young man's had 4 days. It'll be 5 days tomorrow.
Right.
Stay with the Rook. Then we'll go, I don't know if they're going to go with Gallen or Kelly. I would suppose they'll probably go with Gallen on Wednesday. And then if needed, you got Merrill Kelly on the bump.
There you go.
So I think right now those are the 3 best pitchers for this Arizona Diamondback team. But you kind of go, they're going to start the rookie against Milwaukee?
Yeah, but he's not a rook now. He's played all season long.
Yeah, he's figured a lot of things out. But I just think that sometimes this is a whole different pressure.
Oh, I understand.
But, again, if it's house money and you have nothing to lose, you snuck in the back door, literally snuck in the back door, losing the last 4 in a row. You lost 5 out of the last 7 and lose the last 4 in a row, and you still made it to the wild card, the last wild card spot, by the way.
Right.
Since the Marlins went on a tear, they won 6 out of their last 10. And the Chicago Cubs and Cincinnati Reds faded like a big dog. By the way, to my St. Louis Cardinals, great job being the spoilers of scoring touchdowns on the Cincinnati Reds.
Pretty much. That eliminated the Reds, and that's how the D-backs got in.
I think that they a couple things here. The Braves helped out a lot too.
Yeah.
But the doubleheader that the Reds lost to, I think the Cardinals beat them that one game. The other was it Saturday? I think 75-3 or something like that. Jimmy, it was 15-1 midway through the 4th inning.
I know.
I'm like, you go Cardinals.
Yeah.
You sucked. What do you say? Pond water.
Yeah, they sucked pond water.
This
they did.
year,
Yep.
but then again,
But they did us a favor.
They did. You know what? The Diamondbacks are in, and as bad as you play, you get a few days off to flush that all down. You make a few adjustments. Everybody can breathe a sigh of relief. They jumped into the pool.
Yep.
They've cleansed their souls. And they are ready to go, my man. By the way,
yeah,
we got to commend Jody Jackson.
Jody Jackson jumping in the pool.
I love it. We'll try to track down Jody
that was
tomorrow.
funny.
I don't know if she's going to be doing the game for MLB. I'm sorry, ESPN.
It's on ESPN.
ESPN 2 is going to carry it. Thank God it's not ESPN Plus.
Oh, no.
You'd have people scrambling. But by the way, first pitch tomorrow, I believe, is at 4:05.
Okay.
So they're
enough.
in, Jimmy.
Yep.
I mean, that's all you can say.
That's all that matters. We had that discussion last week. It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you are there. And that's where the D-backs are.
By the way, they had the tiebreaker over the Cubs.
Yes.
They did not have the tiebreaker over the Marlins.
Correct.
So Houston, basically how about them winning their game, sweeping that to get into the wild card?
What does that tell you about the Stros? They are playing great baseball going into postseason.
Pitching,
yes.
Defense, and clutch hitting.
Yep.
To win 1-0 against Merrill Kelly, and the game they have to win. They had to win this series. They had to win this series, but it tells me that the organization is dialed in. They know how to win, whether it's fair or not.
Right. Yeah.
But they just, but Jimmy,
I knew you were going to say that.
But they're pitching again, folks. It's pitching and defense. If you can get clutch hitting, you're going to win. You're going to go far.
Yeah.
Because we've seen teams that light it up with the bats. Right. Hell, look at the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, for the last several years, them not getting one World Series appearance in the last 8, 9 years, and they've had bats. They lit it up. Matter of fact, the last time the Diamondbacks went to the wild card, 2017, they won the one game.
They did.
I forget who's against, and they took on the Dodgers, who swept them.
They did
in that wild card playoff.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey,
they were there.
Good on you, Mike Hazen.
Yep.
Good on you, Derek Hall. Torey Lovullo, I think should be considered as manager of the year for where they came from last year and to where they are right now. So, and folks, I tried to tell you several times, leave Torey Lovullo alone.
Yeah.
They believe in him.
Yep.
They're going to go through ups and downs. Of course, it was pretty ugly, Jimmy, after the All-Star break.
It was.
You were wondering.
Lost 14 in a row.
That was a whole mess of ugly, as they say in Texas.
Ooh.
So they're there, and here we go. Let's just hope for the best. Would love nothing more than to see them beat the Milwaukee Brewers and move on. I'll tell you the wild card series I'm interested in is the Marlins and Phillies.
That's going to be entertaining.
That's going to be a hell of a series. I mean, you're going best 2 out of 3?
Yeah.
Hell, I'd love to see the best 4 out of 7 in that one.
Yeah.
So we'll see if the Phillies can catch fire like they did last year and cruise through the National League.
All right, so today, if you were under a rock and didn't know, and if you're a Phoenix Suns fan, is the opening of the Suns season. It is Meet the Media Day. It is Picture Day. It is Talk to the Media Day. And then the Suns will practice, and they will open up the preseason schedule on Sunday in Detroit against the Pistons. Manuch, how excited
Hold on,
on
wait
a
a second.
scale? What?
Say that again. When do they open up the exhibition season?
Exhibition season this Sunday in Detroit. Against the Pistons.
Sunday. We're
This
barely
Sunday.
into football season, man.
Sunday. Okay, so is in your estimation, and because for me, I believe this because the Coyotes are already in exhibition NHL season. Is October the greatest sports month of all time?
Yeah, you know what? I think about it. We just talked about how there was an 0-6er this last weekend. When you look at the Cardinals losing, the Diamondbacks losing, but going to the playoffs.
Yeah. ASU
lost, U of A lost, NAU lost, the
Coyotes
lost an exhibition. It doesn't get any better than that, Jimmy.
That's great. That's great.
But
That's what we live for.
But you know what? That's what I'm saying. Everybody's playing.
Yeah.
Everybody is playing. Everybody's going to be in full swing here. And then, we're talking, it's nothing but sports. Even NASCAR's going strong. They've got, another month before they have their championship. I mean, hell, I think if tennis just ended, unless there's more going on. We just had the Ryder Cup this last weekend.
Oh, the USA suck pond water.
That's a whole other subject in itself. I don't want to get Jimmy fired up, so we're going to move on from that.
Okay.
Folks, let me just put it this way. They got their ass kicked.
They did.
If the Ryder Cup score were another sport, I would say it was probably Miami 70, Denver 2. If it was an NBA basketball game, it'd be Phoenix 135, Chicago Bulls 55. If this was a baseball game,
St. Louis Cardinals.
If this was a series,
okay.
baseball series, Cardinals would have outscored the Diamondbacks 75-3 in a weekend series. And last but not least, if that would have been a hockey game,
okay.
All right, I'm going to say Kings. How bad
it was
of
bad.
A loss that was for them to lose by that many points in a Ryder Cup. But I will say this: I'll give Patrick Cantlay a phenomenal A++ for getting the USA back in the swing of things.
Yes,
with his round on Saturday, I think he had 4 or 5 birdies in a row. They made a charge, and they made it. They got back within, I would say, I always say earshot, which means I can kind of hear
them.
the guys in front of me.
Yeah.
But early on yesterday morning, it was very clear that this Ryder Cup team was not going to catch the Europeans. The Euros kicked it in, and you just kind of went, damn.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, some of the best part of it was when Rory McIlroy went after Joe LaCava, the caddy, and Bones, who's the caddy for Justin Thomas as well. I mean, that was entertaining. That was the most entertainment I think I got out of the Ryder Cup.
We had a little brouhaha.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, when McIlroy was leaving to go away, they had to usher him back into his limo. By the way, it was a Rolls-Royce limo.
Yes, it was.
So those guys are traveling in class over there.
They're going in
and
style.
LaCava was over there trying to talk to him. He didn't want to talk to him. And then Bones gets in the middle.
Yep.
But Jimmy, like all good golfers, they're gentlemen, right?
Oh, sure.
Sunday morning, before they got going, they talked it out. They had a little kumbaya moment, because they are in Italy. See what I did there, Jimmy? Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
No. 3 minutes.
Yeah, Prevagen's kicked in today. But they talked it out.
Yes.
They hugged it out.
They did.
Same little kumbaya, my lord.
Yeah.
And then they moved on. And then they proceeded to get their ass kicked.
That is well stated.
Sorry,
Manuch.
Lord. I'll give you 10 hard fathers tonight.
Well stated by esteemed colleague,
Oh.
and they did. It was not a pretty picture in the Ryder Cup.
I mean, seriously, if you look at other sports and compare the scores.
No, I understand where you went with that. Yeah.
And you're looking at it, call you bright and early yesterday morning at 6:30 as I'm getting ready to head out the door to go train the QBs and say, Jimmy, what's the latest? I'm hustling around trying to get my stuff together, and I'm glad I did, because by the time I turned it on, it was all over but the shot. And by the way, at 7:00, the first quarter was over in London, and Jacksonville was in full control of that game.
Yeah.
They were pretty much control. Trevor Lawrence got his groove on yesterday.
He did. Do you like the London games?
You know what? I'm not a fan of them. I just, you know what? I get it. I understand the whole marketing thing. By the way, I think Jacksonville is London part due. I mean, that's
pretty much, because they're playing there again.
It reminds me like when the Packers would play half their games in Green Bay and half in Milwaukee, going back and forth. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of it. I believe, the fans pay enough money to have that here. I'm the same with Mexico. I know. Just, they got TVs like the rest of us.
Oh, sure. Everybody does.
I know they want to go over and capitalize on the market. Because I think eventually we're going to see actual NFL teams in Europe. I don't think in Mexico City.
Okay.
But I think in Europe there'll actually be a team.
Okay.
That'll be over there. But no, not a big fan of it.
Okay. I was just curious. That's all, because that's in your wheelhouse that early in the morning. It's not my wheelhouse.
Hey, I'm
glad you didn't call me.
I'm listening to Dynamite Don McDowell on the way in. I'm listening to sports. I'm listening to all kinds of stuff. I'm getting my fishing report bright and early. I'm getting my football. It's a lot going on bright and early in the morning.
And I'm seeing the back of my eyeballs. I can tell you that right now. That there's only what was it? 6:00? 6:00 to me is PM. That's it.
I think you're probably getting up for the second time, use the bathroom, then go back to bed at 6
I don't have those issues. All my equipment works just fine, thank you. I want you to know that.
By the way, it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
At 6:30 in the mornings.
I'll take your word for
72 degrees getting out to the park bright and early.
I'll take your word for it, and that's fine by me. Hey, listen, the top headlines are always brought to you by the CAZ Sportsbook. It's right here at Casino Arizona at the CAZ Sports Bar. Guess what? It is indeed Monday Night Tailgate. The gang's all here. You should be too. It's the Seahawks and the Giants tonight. We've got cash to give away. Manuch has got a big wad in his wallet right now, ready to flip it all out and just give you dollar bill after dollar bill. In fact, Manuch is so good at it, he's going to make it rain.
By the way, the jackpot's at 675 ducats.
Woo!
So if they take it all the way,
There you
you
go.
get $675. If you take a touchback, $25.
Okay, fair enough. That's all coming up tonight. The Monday night tailgate at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look at the schools. ASU, U of A, NAU. How did they fare? Uh-oh, not well. It's coming up. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox 910.
Hi, this is Kelly.
Clear.
Picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing.
Oh, the Cal game?
At the melting pot.
I thought the game was the Colorado game.
Experience. Are you ready to glow up your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the melting pot, where unforgettable moments are created.
I'll look at it. One sec.
Memories are made. The melting pot is your perfect night out, where birthdays become memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, check us out online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.
I looked up Saturday game and it came up with the Colorado game.
Scorching heat and get indoors at Putting World's 18-hole putting experience. Stay cool while mastering the greens and having a blast with family and friends. Visit Putting World today.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino, Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
I'm Byron Brown, personal injury attorney. Can you tell by the music that I'm educated and experienced? How about now? Can you tell I'm tough and I'll fight for you? That I'm down to kick it with y'all? That's a bunch of bullshit. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS. I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer.
Over the outside shoulder.
All right, I think I got one.
Yep, I'm looking at the pages right now.
Thomas's translation company just lost its only 2 Spanish speakers. Without the right replacements, he'll be in problemas.
Yeah, we'll have those ready. Tonight's going to be a late one.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match.
All right, coming back in 10 seconds.
Candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
These offenses, which are trying to find their rhythm.
Jackson spins it to the sideline. What a catch! As he drops it in for Jeremiah Hunter.
This body up and lay out for this one.
Let's get a Whole Foods replay review. Left knee down with possession as he rolls through that catch.
That's tremendous.
You guys are hot.
Over the outside shoulder.
So that is the highlight from the Cal Bears victory over the Sun Devils of ASU. 24-21, Manuch, final score.
Well, Sam Jackson, here's this young guy, not real proficient, but that throw there to Hunter.
Great throw.
And that catch made the throws when he had to.
Yeah.
I really did. In that case right there, it's kind of a back shoulder throw, man-to-man coverage, laid it out there, and you see Sam Jackson the fifth. Excuse me. I want to make sure it's proper. The kid, he moves around. He's got a big arm. But I really felt ASU, man, they had a chance.
Yeah.
to win this game. There were several times I felt that they shot themselves in the foot or didn't give themselves the opportunities to win this game. But I was happy to see Trenton Bourget somewhat pick up where he left off last year with his throwing the ball, 344 yards, pumping the ball down the field as far as on average, throwing the ball down the field, and had the one pick, unfortunately. But this ASU team, they gave Cal all they had. I really felt ASU could go in there and win.
I did too.
But I think that, some of the coaching decisions, I'll be honest with you folks, were, that fourth down and a long one, when the ball's on your own, 32-yard line, if they stop you, you're going to give Cal at least 3 points at that point.
That's it.
And I know it's a building program, and Kenny Dillingham and his staff are looking to go ahead and do things. But you know what? You're always looking to win. And I know if you have the house money, you want to try this or try that if you make it. But there's sometimes you're backed up against your own end zone. You cannot give a team that you're in the game with the short field. So I think that, honestly, Kenny might want to have that one back. Rethink that one. Maybe there's a couple others, but you got to give him credit. I think you got to give this defense credit. I think Elijah Badger on some of his kickoff returns and returns set up ASU in a lot of times. But I think what I saw, along with Scatterboo having another decent day, was the proficiency of the passing game to move this forward. Because, Jimmy, you got the Colorado Buffaloes coming into Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Cush Field, 3:30 kick. They can score.
Oh, big time.
They can't stop anybody.
Yeah, but they can score.
But I don't know if you're going to get into a tit-for-tat scenario. I think Bourget in this offense is going to have to go down that road, because what Colorado did to get 21 points in the fourth quarter and make it a, onside kick away from having a chance to beat USC, you just kind of know that, that you look at Sanders, him coming in as that quarterback can make some things happen.
All right, let me ask you then about Shedeur Sanders real quick, because that is going to be the matchup this coming Saturday for ASU. In your estimation, what have you seen from him, and how good of QB is he?
I've seen him. He can make every throw.
Okay.
I mean, I watch Caleb Williams and I watch him. I think that they're both prototypical quarterbacks.
Wow.
Williams had the 6 touchdown passes. He's got, I think a few better receivers. But I think Shedeur, I watch Shedeur throw the ball. I watch him in the pocket. I watch him on the run. He's impressive.
Okay.
And the young man is impressive. I'm like, wow.
He's an NFL QB. Then.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be a first-round pick for somebody, I feel, when I look at him. And I'm sure if he comes out, pretty sure he'll probably come out. But think about that.
I don't think he's coming out.
If he doesn't, he could if he wants. But he's got that option.
Yeah.
So if he finishes on a high note and he has an idea, you don't have to commit until you actually get that agent.
Right.
If he knows a lot of guys are coming out and he feels, well, maybe my better chance, maybe if Caleb's got the lead on me as far as the first pick overall and I play an extra year, maybe I'll be that first pick.
Probably.
Because there's a difference of maybe, $10, $15 million.
Yeah.
But then you take the risk of getting hurt. But I got to tell you, to answer your question, he's legit. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the nation, and I'm impressed with his moxie, his poise, and he's a passer as well as a thrower.
I don't think he's going out for a couple reasons because, again, Deion said it that, hey, you're not leaving. You're not leaving me with this Big 12 transition, 1. 2, I think he wants to play with Travis Hunter one more time for him to go 1 and 2 in the 2025 draft. 3, I think he wants to see Colorado go to that next step and be the one in charge of it, promote, recruit, get the NIL money and stuff like that. But I think he wants to be the number 1 quarterback. He doesn't want to shadow underneath what Caleb Williams can do.
That's fair.
But
that
also,
could be true.
Yeah. So I think he's going to stay for one more season.
I can tell you this: he doesn't lack for NIL money
have
because
a
he
caller
drives
asking
around
if he can
in
put his
a
input in.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I think that those are some of the things that you stop and think about, because I think the odds on from my standpoint, and again, if you want to be that Heisman Trophy winner, it's Caleb Williams in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all the way. You go back to back Heisman Trophy since Archie Griffin back in 1974, 75. But to your point, Jax, I think that if that's the mantra, because Daddy knows best, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think Deion knows best. If that's what he wants to follow, there's no hurry. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
He's only just a junior per se.
Right.
He can't come out, but if he wants to go one more step and be that guy next year, and he has those weapons around him, and they've got a chance to make that splash in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So be it.
I just think with all the tie and stuff they have in, Shedeur Sanders is having a great season, one of the great seasons we've seen as a quarterback, with one of the worst offensive lines we've seen in football. He's been sacked 25 times in 5 games. So you look on to next year with the transfer portal, they could get some more guys on the offensive line. He could be that much better in next season and even, be the number one.
Well, and he's got to score because with that defense,
right?
It's a bad defense.
It is a bad.
They struggle.
They do. All right, let's get then to U of A. Look, we thought the Washington Huskies were going to come in and beat up big time on the Wildcats, Manuch. Look, the Huskies seem to always struggle when they come to the desert. And they struggled against U of A, but they did win the game.
Well, you thought they're up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Right. And all of a sudden, U of A gets 10 points, and Washington gets now it's 21-10. You think, okay, they're going to come out and pretty much cruise. Hey, I commend Jed Fish and his defense. Mm-hmm. They helped serve. They only allowed them to score 10 points in the entire second half. And then Fafita, I mean, how about this young guy? 5'6", 5'7", if that. Throws for 232 yards, 3 touchdown passes on the day. Only had the 1 pick, but you watched him run the ball, throw the ball. I mean, there might be a quarterback controversy down there in Tucson, Arizona.
He's a real competitor, this kid.
And I got to tell you what, Heath Bray, a good friend of mine, who's I trained his son Mason Bray over at Saguaro, former U of A Wildcat, outstanding linebacker. He said, hey, look, Manuch, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Noah Fafita, young man, is legit. And I've watched him. He can throw the hell out of the ball, but he showed me a lot of poise against this Washington team. I don't know where they are, 21-point favorite in this game or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, so I watched that Jed Fish program grow on defense and not be afraid to go toe-to-toe with a team like the Washington Huskies. And for Fafita to throw and have the prowess that he had at 5'0", 100 pounds.
Talking about me again.
It's still a line from Rudy and do what they did. So, you know what? It'll be very interesting. But commend, I think, Jed Fish in that program in his 3rd year. You're seeing major growth in a loss per se.
Quickly to NAU, Sacramento State. What a heartbreaker for the Lumberjacks.
To lose 31-30 to a team that again was 15-point favorite, to hang in there. And Adam DeMonte, the true freshman quarterback out of Gilbert, ALA Gilbert North, is just doing extremely well. And then their defense to bow up. Sac State was 4-1 in that game over there in Sacramento State. They're extremely difficult to beat. But again, you look at Chris Paul beating Jackson's Montana team last week. They gave Sac State everything. And then some.
Yeah.
And to lose that by 1 point is a heartbreak in that situation.
Hey, tomorrow it will be a El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday, and that means we're going to be at a Barrio Queen where it is Taco Tuesday, and the location is Glendale. So if you're in the area, come on out and say hi to us. It's a great time. Also, the CEO of El Bandito Yankee Tequila, Jim Bob Morris, will join us. You'll have a chance to compete to win a Barrio Queen gift card. Once again, we'll be in Glendale. All right, next up, it is ABC 15's Sport Director, Craig Fooey. It's our little Fact or Fooey segment. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
The Cardinals trimmed their roster by releasing quarterback Chris Boyd.
Thanks, I appreciate
it. Il Manning and quarterback Christian Matthew. Defensive tackle Jacob Slade was cut from the practice squad. Players, coaches, and the rest of the new Suns regime convened for media day ahead of training camp opening tomorrow. Preseason play begins the 8th against the Pistons. The Diamondbacks will pitch Brandon Pfaadt as their starter for Game 1 against the Brewers tomorrow. And the Coyotes enter their final week of training camp with 2 more postseason contests on tap for Thursday and Saturday. The regular season begins October 13th against the Devils. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
We got Fooey on the line.
After a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our Progressive Kickoff Jackpot Contest, Quarter Squares, Football Bingo, and Propositions Contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday Night Tailgate Party at Casino, Arizona.
Duke's Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Don't just drink at Duke's, play at Duke's.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool, shuffleboard, darts, karaoke, and trivia nights.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Named one of the New Times best bars in town.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Daily food specials.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Where Dukes? Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The brilliant EQE SUV from Mercedes-Benz, available with digital light technology. So smart, even the headlamps are thinking. The vehicle's all
right, coming back with Factor Fooey.
Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQE-SUV.
It's time for Fact or Fooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fooey. Fooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the question.
You guys are hot.
Now here's ABC 15's Craig Fooey.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. And Jax is here. Connor back in the iHeart studios, making sure we do everything right, which is an extremely difficult job. Fooey joins us right now. I got a question before we get into Factor Fooey. Did you make it over to the Suns today for the media day by chance?
No, I did not. We sent Colin Harmon out there. I was working some other things, including ASU, and then we've got some post-game show tonight after Sunday Night Football. So Colin graciously accepted to step up and take the reins on that one.
I got to tell you, Coach, a minute and a half's not enough. You need at least 5 minutes of sports when you got you got the Yotes, you got the Suns, you got all 3 major college football seasons going on. You got the Diamondbacks going on. I mean, October is a half the month. How are you going to squeeze all that in to your 5 minutes of sports broadcasting?
It's not easy, but I live in the world of local news, so that's what you expect, right? I miss the radio days, the sports talk radio, where you have like hours and hours to talk about it.
That's why I'm doing it now and not doing the TV thing anymore. All right, let's do it. Yeah, brother.
And he's got a better face for radio too.
I knew he was. I knew he was going to throw that at me. You know that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So here we go. A little Factor Fooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fooey. And I'll begin with question number one. The Cardinals' ability to get back into yesterday's game, even though it was a 35-16 loss with the 49ers, should give fans hope of beating the Bengals at home on Sunday. Fact or phooey?
I agree with the statement in part that we should have hope beating the Bengals because the Bengals aren't very good. But in terms of the comeback yesterday afternoon, in terms of scoring 6 points in the second half, no, I don't think that's it. I just think it's the way the Cardinals have played for the most part. This season they've shown that they're resilient. They continue to fight despite the odds. And so I think when you look at the Bengals, they're 1-3, and I think they're dead last in a couple of offensive categories in the NFL right now after 4 games. So I think you should have some hope playing at home against the Bengals.
All right, Coach, question number 2. Cardinals quarterback Josh Dobbs is proving to be a legitimate NFL QB and not just a serviceable backup QB. Fact or phooey?
Nah, phooey on that. I don't see him yet as a starter in the NFL. I think he's a backup. I think that's what his history would tell you. He's come into a situation where the expectations are pretty low here in Arizona, and a lot of the national media was giving them 4.5 wins for the season. I think USA Today gave them 2. So Dobbs came in as an underdog, kind of dealing with an offense that didn't have a lot of expectations other than run the ball. But I think he's done a nice job. I just don't see him as now. Nobody's going to be clamoring for Josh Dobbs as a starter across the league, in my opinion.
Coach, as a former player and coach yourself, do you think Drew Petzing as offensive coordinator is doing a good job as far as calling plays? For me, it's an improvement what I've seen the last several years as far as continuity and chemistry, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't. Everybody wants to pile on Cliff, right, for terrible play calling. If you remember, just a couple of years ago, they started the season 7-0 and 10-1, and he was a pretty good play caller then. And then everything fairly fell apart when all the injuries hit. But I don't want to pile on Cliff at all in this answer. But I think Petzing's come in as a first-year offensive coordinator and done a nice job. And again, there's not a lot of expectations there for that offense. So I think teams come into the Cardinals games and say, we'll probably back the bus into the stadium, walk off, and beat the Cardinals. So Petzing's done a nice job calling plays, trying to get balance. There's times when it looks a lot like the Cliff Kingsbury offense we saw for the last 3 or 4 years, but there's other times when it's like, okay, he's taking some shots, he's doing some play action stuff. So I think he's been fine. I have no complaints about Drew Petzing or Nick Rallis so far.
All right, we're doing Fact or Phooey with ABC 15's Craig Phooey. The emergence of the Cardinals' rookie wide receiver Michael Wilson will create more explosiveness in the Cardinals' offense, thus seeing bigger plays from Hollywood Brown and Rondell Moore as well. Is that fact or phooey?
Wow, that is a lot. That's a huge question.
Explosiveness, Coach.
Yeah.
Explosiveness.
Explosiveness. Listen, Michael Wilson has been a nice addition. Here's a guy that came out of Stanford and was injury plagued for his entire career in college, right?
Yep.
And went down to the Senior Bowl and impressed some coaches and GMs. He's come in here and done a nice job. 7 targets yesterday, 7 catches, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. His first 2 career touchdowns in the NFL. And Hollywood Brown, 10 targets, 7 catches, 96 yards. Rondell Moore, 2 targets, 0 catches, 0 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0-0. But I think it does help when you have a guy who's 6'2" and has some size on him. He's the biggest receiver they have right now. And I think it gives him an opportunity when he has some pretty sure hands right now. So I've been impressed with Michael Wilson so far. I was impressed with him in training camp. He just continues to show up and play at a high level. So I think that does help when you have some weapons. Spread the field so he can catch the ball makes a big difference for everybody else.
All right, Coach, question number 4. The Jacks losing 5 out of 7 and the last 4 in a row will make it extremely difficult this team to beat the Brewers in the best of 3 wild card Milwaukee, especially with Brandon Font taking the bump tomorrow night. Fact?
Yeah, that was a tough one because they didn't get to clinch, and so earlier. So Zach Gallen had to pitch Friday or Saturday, I guess. And I mean, it's a tough one when you're down. Listen, I mentioned these things. The Brewers have the best pitching staff in all of baseball, 3.71 team ERA. The D-backs are 20th on the pitching staff. I will say this: the bullpen's done better as of late for the D-backs, right? In later August, the Brewers have a run differential of plus 81. The D-backs are minus 15 run differential. Obviously, the Brewers are 20 games above 500. The D-backs are 6. So the D-backs have lost 4 coming into this. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games. And here's the clincher for me, guys. In the last 5 games, they've only scored 6 runs. So if the D-backs don't pick up the bats and start hitting at the plate, it's going to be a tough outing for them in Milwaukee.
I'm with you on that 100%. Yep, they've got to make contact with the baseball. The trend or metric of ASU, remember, Manuch writes these questions.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, as ASU head coach Ken, his own 32-yard line, starting to backfire and cost the Devils a chance to win games. Fact or phooey?
Well, listen, yes, fact. I mean, it is a tough one when you start going. Everybody's going for it on fourth down now, right? It's just sort of a thing. The metrics say we should go for it on fourth down. Those are tough calls. Those things can backfire or they can win for you. They were 2 of 5 on fourth down conversions on Saturday up at Cal.
Yes.
Cal was 1 for 2. And if you remember, they got down and scored, but they had 12 guys on the field too. And Kenny took the blame for that. It was on him. But that was a tough call because they went to the Wildcat and put Trenton Bourguet out far wide left on the sidelines, just told him get out of the way, and then they end up with an extra man on the field. So that was costly. But yeah, these things are tough. And Kenny talked about it. He addressed it Saturday night after the game up in Berkeley, and he just said, look, we had one of them that succeeded. We had one that cost us, right? And those things hurt when you give up 7 points in the other way. So you got maybe a 14-point swing, but for sure a 7-point swing. So, yeah, it's tough sometimes, but it looks like everybody's doing it now. So it's something about metrics all the time. Right?
Yeah,
the metrics say you got a good chance of getting them.
Yeah, Coach, it's just I see some of the more old school. I mean, I don't. Especially,
I know you are.
Especially in your own territory.
Old.
Yeah, well,
school.
I'm about winning or putting your team in a winning situation. But hey, we want to give you our State 40 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Just get your thoughts. Okay. By the way, you can at Roc and Manuch on Twitter and vote yourself. So, Craig Floyd, what growth are you seeing in the Cardinals this year? Is it 1, resilience, 2, offense much improved, 3, defense / more physical, or 4, better coaching? Out of those 4, better coaching. Libhouse right now is better coaching, 83% to resilience is 16.7%. Just want to get your thoughts after watching these last 4 games.
Yeah, I'm going with resilience. I think it's too early to talk about better coaching. I think that's a tough one. And again, everybody wants to pile on the previous staff and say, oh, they're terrible. These guys are all new. There's a bunch of coaches on this staff that are brand new to their positions. And I think they're all working.
2 minutes.
I see resilience out of these guys. They don't roll over and play dead. And despite the roster looking like it's void of a lot of talent, they continue to play. And sometimes that's what you need to be an underdog all the time. There'll be underdogs in every game this year. But I think you need to just have that feeling, a chip on your shoulder, right? And that's what I see. So I'm going to say resilience to this. I'm going to go against the better coaching.
All right, Coach, what are you working on? You referenced something about ASU that you're busy working on some things for that with the upcoming Colorado game. That'll be fun.
Yeah, Coach, Colorado.
Go down in town. The Buffs are coming into town. We got Kenny Dillingham. Listen, we got a post-game show tonight after the Monday night game, Seahawks and Giants, and Mark May will be in. We'll talk about the Cardinals again. And, boy, I'll tell you what, the one thing we didn't talk about with you guys, Rhett, is Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those 2 guys are lighting it up, man. Let's talk about 2 offensive MVP candidates. Unbelievable for both of them.
Coach, and I taught Brock well for many, many years, but hell, I couldn't hit 20 out of 21 versus air. Are you kidding me? I mean,
1 minute.
What he's doing, and I've been telling people for a couple of years, and all the naysayers per se. By the way, Coach, all the naysayers are going, well, I guess it's not bad.
He's okay.
I guess he can't contribute one way or the other. But, I mean, talk about just him checking the boxes and doing what he's doing. And you've seen him play several times now in high school days and college to see him, see the progress this young man's had.
Yeah, no, he's been phenomenal. 20 of 21 yesterday. I mean, just unbelievable. He had 1 touchdown pass and 1 one incomplete.
Yeah, one incompletion. Yep.
And no interceptions. I mean, he's 9-0 right now in regular season starts, I think. I mean, he's just been phenomenal. And he's, the local kid. And Manuch, you know him better than anybody, having been around him, outside of his folks. But he's been phenomenal. And those are two guys between what Christian McCaffrey's done for the 49ers, what Brock Purdy does for that offense is just phenomenal. And of course, he's surrounded by great players, and that never hurts either.
Oh, you got that right. Coach, we'll be watching tonight. Have a good good evening, man. See you, bud.
See ya.
Okay, there you go. Factor Fooey. Craig Fooey, ABC 15 sports director. So how did the sports books here at Casino Arizona do this past weekend? Casey Walsh is going to join us, and he's going to fill us in. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Check this. Clear.
Colin Cowherd.
Trayvon Diggs, the great corner for the Cowboys, out for the season. Defense wasn't as aggressive. Dak Prescott had to play on the road and trail. He was just ordinary, mostly. And Mike McCarthy's coaching is always up for debate.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store.
So are you guys wanting the football at 50 sounder?
Locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do, but not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction.
Were you guys wanting the football at 50 sounder?
Choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of
Me?
Sun
Yeah,
Devil
that's good.
legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics.
Yes, sir, I got
Hall
it all.
of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further.
All right, so no football at 50. Liner.
At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms.
All right, coming back in 1 minute with Casey Walsh is open.
Fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This season, your coffee orders are getting warmer and your outfits are getting cozier. The world keeps changing, and so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're one of the best ways to help protect yourself against COVID-19. You can get a COVID-19 shot at the same visit as a flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. And don't forget to get extra cinnamon spice. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Time for the best bets, locks, and daily wager picks, courtesy of the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Now joining the guys is CAZ Sportsbook expert Casey Walsh.
From Boston. You guys are hot.
Exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Anything possible!
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. We are indeed at Casino, Arizona, hanging out at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. Casey is here We always do a segment with him on Monday, and we sort of recap a little bit who won and who lost. And we're not talking about games. We're talking about your wallet. Casey, how are you, pal?
I'm doing good, guys. How about you?
Well, we're great as always. How did the book do compared to the wagerers?
Book was profitable this weekend, not as much on Saturday. It was a monster day yesterday, basically just due to the Sunday night game between the Jets and the Chiefs.
So everybody was on the Chiefs?
Yeah, so pretty much during the day, it was mostly like break even pretty much. But yeah, we had tons of bets on -6.5, -7.5, -8.5. Mahomes taking that knee at the end for them to only win by 3.
Mahomes on the slide down, basically, as far as that. Cardinals, did it stick at -14 before kick yesterday because they did not cover? And I think a lot of folks were wondering if Brock was going to take a knee either, but Brock Purdy went and snuck that in and blew that all up.
Yeah, so on that game, we had a lot of people on the over.
Okay.
So the over in that game was 44. And then we had the Cardinals +14. So you had the Cardinals not cover and the game go over on that last touchdown with the minute 59 left or whatever it was.
And then how about ASU against Cal, which I thought I picked them to beat Cal. How'd that end up?
We took a lot of action on ASU. They were +13 in that game, so that was a win for
big win
for the public.
And how about U of A? Down there in Washington? Folks thought Washington would come in and blow the doors, and they did.
Yeah, no, very competitive game. That game closed at +19 for
so
Washington.
It was +19 for Washington.
Okay,
they just seem
for U of A.
They seem to struggle a little bit at U of A, but and Tucson. But for those that bet, U of A, not a bad deal at all whatsoever.
Not at all.
All right. So the game I wanted to ask you about was Colorado USC. That was my upset pick when we do our dog segment, or not an upset, but our dog segment. And I took Colorado plus the 21. So when USC was just blowing the doors off Colorado in the first half, was this place going crazy? Was all the money on USC, or was it on the 21 with Colorado?
They were still riding with Colorado this week.
Wow.
We didn't just sell just Colorado tickets. It was, USC and Colorado tickets combined, but more money was on Colorado plus the.
What was the over-under on that?
73.5.
I thought it had to have been.
Yeah, and it covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the last time, like 3 weeks in a row, we've seen 70 over-unders like 3-4 weekends in a row in college football?
Yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
When's the last time you've seen that with that kind of over-unders on a consistent basis?
Not too much. I mean, you'll see a lot in the 60s, but not too many hit like the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the big bets this weekend was Coastal Carolina game. The over in that was 66.5. We had a lot of over action on that. 2 missed field goals in the last 3 minutes kept that game right at 66.
Isn't that amazing?
It's crazy.
I mean, it always amazes me, Manuch, how the house is so precise. And look, I know you have all these algorithms that you go through and punch things into the computer and everything, but it still is amazing how precise odds makers are.
So, Casey, here's my question. It was media day for the Suns today. So you can start seeing it in the first exhibition game is Sunday, Jimmy. Is that what you said?
Sunday in Detroit.
So are folks coming in and laying wages on the season right now? Are they going to sit tight? When do you start seeing the Suns action start picking up? Media day was today, Casey.
Yeah. No, it's almost here. We don't see as much on, let's say, like the games yet.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start to see that this week, but we've taken tons and tons of Suns to win the finals at +650.
So you've got a lot of action on overall as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, to win the title.
And I'm a big believer the NBA season doesn't start till Christmas Day, technically, in my mind.
Yeah.
And so I would think that from Christmas on, you start to see more activity that way.
Oh, big time, especially when football starts to like wind down.
Yeah.
You'll start to see nonstop NBA.
Yeah. I'm real curious also about the baseball playoffs now that the Diamondbacks are there. Will you get a lot of baseball playoff action?
Yeah, we will for sure. So far today, for tomorrow's game, we got the D-backs at +160.
Okay.
So we've seen a lot of bets come in on that. A lot of things that you'll see when playoff baseball starts is people betting a lot of the unders now because they'll move out the pitchers fairly quickly.
You're busy, man.
Yeah.
We got all 95 sports going at one time. Give or take.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we are having a hard. Casey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Keep these guys in line on Saturdays too, right?
Will do. They got their breakfast sandwiches back. They're good to go.
Oh, yeah, they've been bemoaning the fact for many weeks. So thanks, Casey.
Thank you, Casey. Always good to see you, pal. All right, football at 50, everybody. And we've talked a lot today about the Seattle Giants game tonight. It's a terrific matchup. Brian Daboll is the coach of the New York Giants. Pete Carroll is the coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Here's what Brian Daboll has to say about what Pete Carroll has accomplished in his career and the respect that he has.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Carroll. He's been a head coach at 3 different spots in this league.
1 minute.
He only has 4 losing seasons in almost 20 years. 6 of 10, I believe, in '94 with the Jets. Didn't have a losing season at the Patriots, and just a few with the Seahawks. And then obviously what he did at USC and how his players play. I think he's been at Seattle for quite some time, 13 years, I believe. Has a great culture. Players play hard. They understand the system. There's a lot of continuity there. Some of the coordinators, he's had different ones like Quinn and those guys, but tremendous leader, does a great job in his organization.
All right, so that's Brian Daboll. It's a great matchup tonight for the Monday night tailgate. It is Seattle and the Giants in New York. Can't wait. You got a chance to win if you show up. You got to be here in order to have a chance to win the money. And the jackpot right now, almost $700, $675. We've got prop bets, squares, football bingo games. Manuch and Jax will be here to host. And it's going to be a great time tonight. A chance to win nearly $700. Doesn't cost you a thing. Show up, have a good time, and enjoy the football here at the CAZ Sportsbook and the CAZ Sports Bar. All right, hour number 3 is coming up. Former Sun Devil and NFL QB Rudy Carpenter is going to be our guest. And then at 3:30, former wide receiver for the Cardinals, Frank Sand, joined the show. His thoughts on the defeat by the 49ers. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit.
All right, when you guys got time, can I get a teaser for Howard?
Our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say.
Whenever you are. Fantastic. Thank you.
iHeartRadio app today.
Chief White House correspondent Kristen Welker joins me now.
From across the nation.
What is the #1 issue for you?
To the national stage.
And I welcome you to the final 2020 presidential debate.
When critical votes were counted.
Still too close to call.
And when power was held to account.
Is abuse of power an impeachable offense?
Kristen Welker met the moment. Now she joins Meet the Press as its new moderator.
If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press.
Sundays on NBC.
This new Wendy's Frosty flavor is way too exciting to keep under wraps. It's a brand new, first-of-its-kind flavor. Get this, pumpkin spice. I know, right? It's so good. It's rich, it's cozy. It's the perfect flavor for some fall Frosty time. Watch, everyone will see it and jump on the bandwagon. Grab a never-before-seen pumpkin spice Frosty or pumpkin spice Frosty cream cold brew today when you choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
those stomach issues ruined your birthday?
You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa?
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Players, coaches, and the rest of the new Suns regime convene for Media Day. Ahead of training camp opening tomorrow, preseason play begins the 8th against the Pistons. The Cardinals trimmed their roster by releasing quarterback Chris Boyd, offensive lineman El Manning, and quarterback Christian Matthew. Defensive tackle Jacob Slade was cut from the practice squad. The Coyotes enter their final week of training camp with 2 more postseason contests on tap Thursday and Saturday. The regular season begins October 13th against the Devils, and it'll be Brandon Fon on the mound as the starter for the Diamondbacks in Game 1 of their series against the Brewers. I'm Frank Aaron on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword WIN at foxsports910.com. That's WIN at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies with those temperatures dipping down into the low 60s. And then for your Tuesday, mid to upper 80s with plenty of sunshine. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Jack in the Box. The breakfast croissants at Jack in the Box are the perfect croissants for breakfast, or lunch, or dinner, or any other time of day.
All right,
like
CZ
3
top
a.m.
stories in 5 seconds.
Yeah. You know these croissants taste good at 3 a.m.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys,
you guys are hot.
Story this hour.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're hanging out Casino, Arizona here, CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar, and we are looking forward to tonight's game. It is the Seahawks and the Giants. You need to be here. It is indeed the Monday night tailgate party, and we will give away money. So we have the Diamondbacks in Milwaukee as we speak. Their game is tomorrow, beginning of the National League playoffs.
Yeah, Brandon Fogg's going to take the bump. Surprising, but when you had Zach Gallen had to go on Friday night,
you
kind of messed up the rotation. But hey, they're there. The young man he's still 96 innings, so he's got enough experience under his belt. But this is do or die time.
It is,
and the approach I take if I'm Torey Lovullo, who have really struggled at the plate, losing 5 out of the last 7. Losing the last 4 in a row, to lose the series against the Houston Astros 3 games straight and barely score any runs and still sneak in the back door as the 3rd wild card spot. It's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. So it just goes to show you all the house money they made the first half of the season. And then that streak that they had coming off the All-Star break.
14 straight losses.
14 straight. And then they kind of found their second win.
Yeah.
Had a couple of nice runs, especially going into Chicago to win to sweep the Cubbies there in Chicago a couple weeks back, and then just kind of stumble and struggle and bumble all the way in and just make it at the doorstep of the wild card game. So what? You're there. So very curious to see how the D-backs can breathe a sigh of relief. Pressure's off.
Right.
You got house money. Nobody's expecting you to do whatever you're supposed to do, but I would still, if I'm Torey Lovullo, say, look, guys, let's go play our game.
Sure, yeah.
We're aggressive on the base paths.
Yeah.
Hit and run. We can do small ball. We can do big boy ball. But I think Christian Walker and Gurriel have got to step up. They've been kind of no-shows the last couple of weeks as far as hitting, aside from Christian Walker going, 4 for 6 with 6 RBIs about a week ago. But they need their big bats, the Tommy Phams, And I think is Longoria to come in off the bench. And then the Alex Thomases for him to get hot.
They need to get him going.
They need these guys to just, all right, pretty much devil may care. Let's go play our game and not worry about everything else.
We'll go have some fun and play baseball. The Arizona Cardinals licking their wounds after getting whomped on, particularly in the second half, by the San Francisco 49ers. So the Niners, in my estimation, Manuch, confirm if you agree, there's no question they are the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, I look at them and what they're doing. As a matter of fact, you saw we were saying that about Miami Dolphins last year. A lot of people were. They're going to Buffalo and get waxed.
Last week, yeah.
Buffalo puts a 48 burger on them.
They did.
But you look at what I see as far as balance, offense, passing, running, distributing the football by Brock Purdy, watching them defensively. I put them in that category. This is a damn good team.
They are.
And you got to put Philadelphia into that core too, but they had to come back in overtime and win that game against the Commanders. But as far as A to Z, Jimmy, soup to nuts, the Niners, to me, have been so impressive these first 4 games of the season.
I'm with you on that. So let's go head around to a couple of the other NFL games that were pretty interesting. We're going to start first with Denver and Chicago. Played on the Bears' home field. Denver wins it 31-28. But after we play you a couple of highlights, we'll let the master Manuch give his opinions on what took place, particularly in that fourth quarter. Let's start first with Chicago with a big lead. And the much maligned quarterback of Denver, Russell Wilson, brings his team back. Thank you to CBS.
Would have been a 35-yard field goal. Instead, Denver takes over with the ball and 1 timeout. Wilson on first down. He's looking deep. He's got Mims down there. There goes Mims, the rookie, tackled at the 34, and Denver's already in field goal range.
All right, and then Russell Wilson continuing the comeback, and he talks about basically everybody never gave up on his team.
Yeah, it was huge for us. We were all in this thing together. It was a we thing, and everybody just believed. It was a beautiful beautiful demonstration of resilience. Beautiful demonstration of just not giving up and not giving in. We've been talking about just a season is a journey, and it's a 17-round fight, and each fight, each round matters, each one of them, and I think that we really stepped up to the plate. We talked about what winning sounds like, at halftime. What mentioned the guys that we got to have great language on the sideline in the second half. We got to have great belief. Everybody's got to be up, and just the guys did an amazing job just stepping up. The defense played great in the second half. They're so great in the second half. They locked it down. Alex seemed to come up with a big stop on 4th down. Benito played great, getting the quarterback's elbow, and Coop scoring. I don't know, it's probably his first touchdown in a while. That was pretty amazing. K-Jack stepping up big. Our offensive line did a tremendous job of battling. They didn't blink the whole day. They did a great job pass protecting. And guys were just clutch. We had some clutch third downs when the game mattered most, when we were trying to come back.
Okay, Manuch, so let me throw this at you. I've had enough of Russell. Let me throw this at you. The Bears are in control of this game. Justin Fields is playing great.
He's money.
He is money.
4 dingers on the day.
And then in the fourth quarter,
oh man!
All of a sudden, Chicago looks like they've never played the game before. Denver kicks it into a different gear and goes on and wins.
Well, the Vance Joseph philosophy, defensive coordinator for the Broncos, kind of kicked in, and I thought they confused Justin Fields. You got the interception, you got the sacks. You got the timely scenarios that they did defensively to give Russell Wilson the ball, and for them to score 17 points in that fourth quarter. And folks, Wilson's been playing good football. You can't leave those losses at his feet. You got to give Sean Payton a lot of the credit for the losses. But what they did yesterday looked like more like the Sean Payton offense. Mm-hmm. That was Russell Wilson, and to get everybody involved and to go ahead and get this team in range to win this game was what it was. But again, Justin Fields, there were some scenarios where he didn't have to take the sack. The pressure, throw the ball away in some certain scenarios. But on top of that, you win that game in Chicago. That speaks volumes to the Denver Broncos team of how they're they're growing with an experienced veteran quarterback to help.
All right, a couple of OT games. We're going to start with the Rams and the Colts. The game in Indianapolis. Rams jumped out in front early, only to have Indianapolis come back, tie it, send it into overtime, and then all of a sudden, thank you to Fox, this happened.
Puka will be the first option for Matt Stafford.
3rd down and 4. Stafford throws. There he is. Nakua to the end zone. Rams win.
There it is. Puka Nakua again, Manuch.
A walk-off touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Game, set, match. And Matthew Stafford, you know what? Sometimes he's on. Sometimes he's off. He drove that ball in there, but Nakua made a nice move to get into the end zone. You know, pretty much had the first down, made the nice spin move. And that's a name when Cooper Kupp comes back. To see them distributed will help this offense out. But, hey, there's the Rams, 2-2. And I think it's impressive on the road.
Yeah.
They're 2-1 on the road.
Yeah.
So, again, a nice victory for Sean McVay. And it's nice to see a healthy Matthew Stafford, as much as he gets banged around, to go ahead and make that throw to Nakua.
He hurt his ankle on that drive, too.
I know he did.
Yeah, not too healthy.
Well, he was healthy enough to make the throw.
Yeah, he was. And he says he's going.
Is one of the things you see in Matthew Stafford.
There you go. Under the other overtime game, Philadelphia and Washington, and people are going, how in the wide world of sport can the Commanders stay with the Eagles? Folks, they did. Howe at quarterback played a really solid game, and Philly wins it in overtime, a 54-yard field goal. Thank you to Fox.
From 54 for the win. On the way. It is there. And the Eagles remain unbeaten.
All right, so what did you think
Jake
of that
Elliott is my kicker on my
team. So you had to like
You know what? I just don't think the Eagles are hitting on all cylinders yet. I just really don't. They just look a little sluggish, and I'm not going to say, and I'm not going to say anything per se from Super Bowl hangover of losing the Super Bowl, but they just don't seem to be, like we saw them last year.
Right.
They came out of the chute, but you know what? They came back. They made the drives. Jalen Hurts made the throws when he had to. He made the runs when he had to. The defense stopped the Commanders when they had to.
Yep.
And that's the sign of a championship team. You're not going to always play your best, and you got that target on your back. Guys are going to be fired up to play you. They're going to be jacked up. Probably the best game the Commanders have played, aside from the Cardinals, first win of the year. And I think that you saw the Eagles just kind of kick it in gear. And on top of that, you saw Commanders score 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Well, they're a pro team. They can kick in once in a while, too.
Well, and they did. Houston may be the biggest surprise team right now in the NFL. C.J. Stroud has all of a sudden figured it out. The quarterback, the rookie QB for the Texans. They buried Pittsburgh 30-6 in yesterday's game. Thank you to CBS for this highlight.
And so there's still some of that communication, and you've seen some of that in their back end, creep up in this game. Their front has been able to mask some of that.
There's a pass. Beautiful ball. Collins, and he's going to waltz in. Touchdown.
So C.J. Stroud with a 52-yard toss to Nico Collins, and it is a big win for Houston.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett goes down in that game, and you have Trubisky come in and can do really nothing. But on the road, you see Pittsburgh come into Houston. And the one thing I've noticed about C.J. Stroud in reference to these games, he's getting this Houston Texans team, getting them leads or keeping them in games with just his arm. And I got to tell you what, the kid's still no interceptions.
Right.
He runs the football pretty good. I think he had 16 yards, 4 carries, but he's good with the ball. He's not careless with the football. He takes care of it. He throws the ball down the field. He's got some good receivers. But you look at his on average as far as completion, 10.2 yards.
Yeah.
Most rookie quarterbacks who don't have this kind of stats are usually 4 to 6 yards because they're just not quite sure how to get the ball down the field or take that shot. Very confident young man, and I think some of the things I see in him, again, he's like a Brock Purdy. He's a little beyond his years as far as maturity and as far as confidence with the football.
1 minute.
If you're a Cardinals fan, you're not too happy that the Texans keep on winning, especially with that first-round pick. But, hey, there's a lot of good talented players in this draft.
There are. By the way, this next game and our last one in this segment, Dallas just destroys New England 38-3. This game was over in the first 10 minutes, to be honest with you. Thank you to Fox for this highlight.
They're looking to put a lot better product on the field here today at home. Jones, pressure coming. He's in trouble. Fowler coming. Ball is loose. Vanderez picks it up. Touchdown, Dallas.
Oh, they just destroyed New England. And by the way, Bill Belichick's worst loss of his NFL coaching career.
Yeah, Matt Jones got benched too. They did come out there and say he will start this week, but he had a whole mess of ugly as a quarterback. He rolled that right. When he threw that pick six, you roll right. You never, let me say, never, ever throw the ball back clear across the field.
He did.
I mean, you can roll right and find your guys. We even distract tuck QBs. Don't even throw it across the field at the middle of the field, let alone to throw that ball from the far hash to the other side when your receivers kind of hunker down. And to see him come out of nowhere for that pick six. So a very bad game for one Mac Jones. And you're right. Yeah, last time you saw Bill Belichick lose 38-3 was never, ever.
Good point, my partner.
In his 95 years of coaching in the National Football League.
Unbelievable. Top headlines, always powered by the CAZ Sportsbook here at Casino Arizona. And don't forget, Monday night tailgate tonight here at Casino Arizona, the CAZ Sportsbook and the CAZ Sports Bar. We got a really good game, Seahawks and Giants. Manuch is going to hand out wads of money, and the kickoff challenge is now up to $675. You need to be here. CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar at Casino Arizona. By the way, tomorrow we're going to be at the Barrio Queen on Bell Road in Glendale. It'll be an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday and a Barrio Queen Taco Tuesday as well. All right, a quick break. Run back. Former Sun Devil, former NFL quarterback Rudy Carpenter is going to join us. His thoughts on ASU's loss to Cal and the Cardinals' defeat by the 49ers. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is an accident sitting off right, Loop 202 Red Mountain Freeway, eastbound near 40th Street. We also have a crash 43rd Avenue at Thunderbird. And an accident 67th Avenue. This is at Camelback Road.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows fall is the perfect time for outdoor projects. Right now, you can keep your yard looking its best and save. Take care of leaves with leaf blowers starting at just $89.98. Lowe's knows home improvement. While supplies last, see store for details.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of Sun Devil legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino Arizona.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Yep, I'm looking at the pages right now.
Thomas's translation company just lost its only 2 Spanish speakers. Without the right replacements, he'll be in problemas.
Yeah, we'll have those ready. Tonight's going to be a late one.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The new Suns regime convened for Media Day ahead of training camp opening tomorrow. Preseason play starts the 8th against the Pistons. The Cardinals' Zach Ertz became the 8th NFL history to get 700 career receptions after logging 6 in yesterday's game. Grizzly star John Morant will be allowed to practice and travel with the team when his 25-game suspension begins at the start of the regular season. I'm Frank Garrity.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
There's a whole lot of savings going on now at Staples. During Staples Sit-a-thon, save up to $150 on select office and desk chairs. And when you buy a chair, you save 25% on desks, storage solutions, and office accessories. In-store only offer ends 10/28. Now is the time to save at Staples.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown!
And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910, on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome back in. We're hanging out today, Casino, Arizona. It's Monday Night Tailgate, Seahawks Giants tonight. We're going to be giving away cash. Doesn't cost you anything. Just show up and party with us tonight on the Monday Night Tailgate. Rudy Carpenter is our guest. You can always follow Rudy on X or Twitter at Rudy G. Carp 12. That's at Rudy G. Carp 12. Rudy, it's Jimmy B and Manuch along with Jax. Welcome to the show as always, pal. Let me just pick your brain a little bit. Let's start with Arizona State and what we saw against the Cal Bears. Rudy, they had a real shot to win that game. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it's a disappointing loss for, ASU and the coaching staff and Kenny Dillingham and everybody, right? I mean, I think when they, were going through the season, looking at the schedule, I think they figured it was going to be a tough season. It was going to be hard, to win a lot of games. But I think that when they look at the Cal, game in particular and where it fell on the schedule, I think they probably looked at that game as a game that they could win, especially after, watching how Cal has played this year. I think it was a game they probably thought for sure they could, go in there and have a chance to win. And they obviously had a lot of chances to win that game. But in my view, they just made a lot of costly errors.
Yeah, Rudy, and I'm a little more old school. I'm not quite up to this fourth down metric that a lot of coaches or colleges or pros. And I just thought with Kenny backed up in your own territory on your own, was it 32 or 30 and 4th and 1, you get stuffed. I mean, for me, that's just an easy score, whether it's a field goal or not for the Cal Golden Bears. I think that kind of was a turning point. I'm just not real hip unless you're across midfield or even close to midfield with that.
Yeah, I think there was. I think when this coaching staff, especially Kenny, goes back and he watches this game, which I'm sure he already has a bunch. I think there was a few critical coaching errors in this game. To be honest with you, a few critical play calls that were interesting to say the least. Some decisions that were interesting to say the least. But on the other side of that, I understand that analytics are a big part of football, and I'm a little old school in the sense too that I think you got to look at the analytics. I think the analytics make a lot of sense, but I also think you have to look at your team and how they're playing and who you have on your team.
Sure.
And I think the momentum of the game matters too. And I'm with you. I think it was in my view, not the smartest call and a situation that you can easily give the other team, in this situation, Cal, easy points, right? So I think it's difficult, but on the other side of that, look at this and say, well, I mean, shoot, man. I mean, if you're ASU and you're Kenny Dillingham, I mean, what do you have to lose? I mean, you're not going to a bowl game. You haven't won any games. You've maybe even played a little bit better than some people have thought you were going to play in certain instances. And I think what Kenny is doing is looking at this and saying, hey, guys, I'm going to continue to do everything I can to give you guys chances to win football games. I don't want you guys giving up on me. I'm not going to give up on you guys, and I'm going to continue to have faith in this football team that we can execute football plays and we can win on critical situations. And I think he wants to keep giving his team those opportunities, and I think it shows the belief in his team, and I think that's also part of what he's trying to do.
Talking about the passing game, Rudy Carpenter joining us here on the right toe to guest on Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. Trenton Bourguet really looked sharp to me as far as getting the ball down the field, his accuracy. And Rudy, he put some balls in some tight windows, I thought. Just the one pick. But I tell you what, that's the best, the passing offense I felt has looked this year under Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, and I think that's I think it's interesting because I think the way that Trenton Bourguet played at the end of last season, I think and if I was in his situation, I think I probably feel like I deserved a much of a look, maybe more respect when it came down to who was going to be the starting quarterback this season, and how that was going to go and how it was going to shake out. I know there was injuries and everything else involved with a lot of the other guys, but I think there was, maybe a rush to see Jalen Rashada or a rush to see, Drew Pine when I know he was hurt as well. A lot of different situations, I guess, but to me, I don't think anybody should really be shocked with the way that Trenton Bourguet played. He's always been a guy that's been prepared. He's always been a guy that has really great competitive spirit. He's been a guy who's made good decisions and thrown with the ball, accuracy, timing, and anticipation. Every time he's gotten an opportunity, that's really what he's done. How he played against Cal is really how he's played every time he's gotten an opportunity. So I don't really think people should be surprised based on how he played.
All right, let's switch gears then and head to the Cardinals and the 49ers. The Cardinals did the best I think that they probably could, Rudy, but they were just overmatched talent-wise. Is that a fair assessment in your estimation?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I said to the Cardinals now, and I thought the Cardinals played reasonably well for the talent that they have, but they were just overmatched with the San Francisco 49ers talent level. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I think the Arizona Cardinals, maybe a little similar to ASU. I think that they've probably played better this year than most people thought they were going to play. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals, I think up until this week, had led every game going into halftime except for this week. And I think they've given themselves a chance to, be in every football game and or win, every football game. Had Zach Ertz caught that ball at the end of the game this last week, that game would have looked, even closer. With that being said, I think the Arizona Cardinals have found some things. On defense, they found some things. On offense, they found some things. They might have found a long-term backup in Josh Dobbs, right? I think he's played decent. He's done a nice job representing this football team. Yes, they had a young rookie, play well. The kid from Stanford who did a nice job for them and made some plays. And their defense has stood up at times. But I think, like you said yesterday, you're playing against, maybe the best football team in the NFL. Some people think maybe the deepest roster in the NFL with a quarterback that is playing really, really, really efficiently. And, I just think when you got a team like the San Francisco 49ers, who are as deep as they are, as talented as they are, and a quarterback who's playing as efficiently as he is, they're a really difficult team to beat.
Brock, Bertie, I'm just curious, when you watch Brock play, Brock Purdy, I couldn't do 20 for 21 versus air, let alone 7 on a 7.
At least he's honest.
Just we all know, you were dialed in, but to see what he's doing with that accuracy, that timing, and getting the ball out, I just want to get your overall thoughts on what you saw in him, maybe versus when he started off, 9 games ago.
Well, I think, like I said, I think he's playing really efficiently, and anything I'm about to say about Brock is not to diminish how he's playing, but I do think the coaching staff is doing a really, really good job in their play calling. They're running the football. They're building in a lot of easy throw screens, some wide receiver screens, some running back swings out of the backfield, which get him going. And then because those act as run plays, it forces the defense to play a lot of single high coverage. And when those defenses play single high coverage, that's when Brock has done a cooking, and he's been hitting a bunch of those deep over routes. A lot of times when defenses play single high coverage, whether it's single high zone or man, it gives you a chance to, do what people call flood zones, or, have runaway type routes against man. And you're able to throw shallow crosses and deep over routes. And those are plays that Brock is really, really good at, because a lot of times those are, number one, against single high coverage, which makes it easier to throw. Number two, they're out of play action. So you're going to get, a lot of movement out of those linebackers to make those holes in those zones to throw in even bigger. And Brock is a really, really, really accurate thrower, and he's got very good anticipation. And those are the types of throws that you're going to do really well in as a quarterback if you're an anticipatory thrower, which is what he is. And so, look, there's no doubt that Brock has been playing really good, really efficient. His numbers are crazy every week. Like I said, 20 for 21, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He's not turning the ball over. That's kind of what he's doing. But I also think that the coaching staff does deserve a lot of credit for the way that they're calling plays to really play to what he does well. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of coaches around the NFL and college don't do that. They want to run their scheme come hell or high water, instead of run systems, offenses, and schemes that really cater to their quarterback.
I'm with you on that 100%, Rudy. As always, great information. Thank you, Rudy. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Take care.
There you go, Rudy Carpenter. He's driven by All City Towing, and All City Towing has a whole fleet of brand new vehicles and hire rate. That's right. If you're looking for a new gig, why not give All City Towing a try? You get to drive fancy trucks. It's always fun, and you get paid well. Benefits are exceptional, including a company 50% match on a 401k program. Once again, it is All City Towing. They are 24/7 available to answer your call with over 60 service units. All City Towing. If you're looking for a new gig, easiest way, allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com and search careers. Hey, by the way, Thursday we'll be at a Twin Peaks, and it is indeed Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It runs through the month of October. So in support of breast cancer awareness, all the Twin Peaks girls will be switching it up with Plink Pad every Tuesday and Wednesday. That's Pad every Tuesday and Wednesday this month. Hang out at a Twin Peaks and show your support. All right, everybody. Former Cardinal wide receiver Frank Sanders is going to join us coming up here on the show. A breakdown from Frank on the Cardinals and the 49ers. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
The Diamondbacks named Brandon Pfaadt as their starter for Game 1 of the National League Wild Card Series against the Brewers tomorrow. Players, coaches, and the rest of the new Suns regime convene for Media Day. Ahead of training camp opening tomorrow, preseason play begins the 8th against the Pistons. The Cardinals trim their roster by releasing Boyd, offensive lineman El Manning, and quarterback Christian Matthew. Defensive tackle Jacob Slade was cut from the practice squad. The Coyotes enter the final week of training camp with 2 more preseason contests on tap for Thursday and Saturday. The regular season begins October 13th when they take on the Devils. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies with those temperatures dipping down into the low 60s. And then for your Tuesday, mid to upper 80s with plenty of sunshine. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by NexGuard Plus Chews. NexGuard Plus, a Foxalon moxidectin and parental chewable tablets, is the one you want for your dog's monthly protection. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Ask your veterinarian about NexGuard Plus Chews today.
Come chill and get your fill at Arena Sports Grill. Arena Sports Grill is your home for Nebraska Cornhusker football and the National Football League. Watch all your favorite sports, plus off-track wagering with the ponies. Arena even caters to the night owls with breakfast on the weekends till 2. NFL Mondays and Thursdays are packed with happy hour specials daily till 7 and other incredible drink and food specials. It's Arena Sports Grill, 64th Street in Bell, North Scottsdale's friendly sports bar since 1998.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a
all right, we got Frank on the phone.
Process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Want to make your next football tailgate an unforgettable party for your friends and family? Juanita's Food wants to spice up your game day with tickets to a major football game, fun and authentic Mexican food and snacks. Enter the Juanita's Tailgate Con Sabor sweepstakes at tailgate.juanitas.com for your chance to win.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Rob Hunter. I'm excited to learn. So join in by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
Those dreams I've been having have turned to nightmares.
Every evil has a beginning.
Yeah, I can do that.
Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, streaming October 6th on Paramount Plus. Rated R.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there.
It says on the dock to find another highlight, so I did that too just in case.
Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate.
I don't know off the top of my head. I just kind of looked at highlights for the game, and it was one of the first ones that I found.
Mercedes, the style, the comfort, the technology, the choice is now available in electric. The vehicles, all electric. The feeling, all Mercedes. The choice, all yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught. Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch, now on Fox Sports 910.
Sam Jackson calls for the snap, feeds his back, bottled up and turned away.
You guys are hot.
They told us that.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. We are broadcasting live today. Casino, Arizona, the CAZ Sports Book and Sports Bar. It is a Monday night tailgate, and the game features the Seahawks and the Giants. You need to be here. In the meantime, Frank, former Cardinal wide receiver, joins us, and you can follow him on Twitter or X at Frank Sanders 81. Frank Sanders 81. Frank, it's Jimmy B and Manuch. Look, let's just start first, Bal, with the game yesterday. I just kind of felt that the Cardinals did the best that they could do against a team in the 49ers that has so much more talent than they have.
Hey, Jimmy B. Hey, Manuch. Look, you are absolutely correct in your assessment. The Cardinals came, they competed. They were they played 4 quarters of football for the most part. But you're absolutely right. The scheme of the 49ers and just the level of players that they have on that team is that's just a little bit more than the Cardinals can handle.
Frank, it's interesting to watch this. You talk about the scheming of Kyle Shanahan, and I watch him week in and week out because obviously with Brock Purdy playing and seeing all they do, I got to tell you what, as much as they do even more the following week. So it's really tough to get a handle on what exactly Shanahan's doing with a lot of the movement, the 25 tight ends he plays on per play. I mean, it's just amazing how he can have success with so many different formations, the motion, the eye candy, and throwing the ball for 10 yards or 2 yards and 50 yards. It's just Shanahan truly is the mad scientist with this offense right now.
Hey, look, I just want to say this here openly and candid. It's beautiful to watch if
Yes.
you are on the offensive side of the football. Like you're literally looking at an offense come out and attack a defense more so than the offense trying to decide how they're going to make plays and not how to put their defense in a bad position. That is not the mindset of the 49ers offense. It is attack mode. It is going after your weaknesses. It is exposing guys and players in so many formations, man, that it's beautiful to watch. And that's the exact reason why you see the success that they're having. But there are a couple of teams that's in the NFL that have got players and coaches that are on that staff that are utilizing their players at a high level.
When's the last time you recollect watching a guy like Christian McCaffrey, and he's also extremely fast, to see him utilized in such an effective way, Frank, keyword effective way?
Yeah, you know, the last honestly, there's some football guys back in the days, but one of the guys that stick out to me is Marshall Faulk. Like he can give you 1,000 yards rushing, and he can give you 1,000 yards catching at the same time. And you know, Mike Martz at the time, they found a way to put these guys in great positions to literally break down linebackers and sometimes strong safeties. And Christian McCaffrey, man, is just like he is everything that you thought he would have been when he came in the league. Of course, due to some unforced injuries, the hamstring injuries, and leg injuries over in Carolina. And once he got traded to a team where I don't know what kind of magic water they got over there, but he hasn't been hurt, and all he's been doing has been dominating.
Yep. Oh, you're absolutely right, Frank. Okay, take me then to the Cardinals. And look, I think Josh Dobbs has performed admirably. I mean, look, they picked him up just before the season began. And to me, he's gotten better and better each and every game. Where are you right now on the QB?
The QB is absolutely playing out of his yin yang. He's 70% right now. He's 800 and a little 800 yards passing. He's got 4 TDs with 0 INTs. I mean, like he is for the progress you want to see of a guy that's just basically come off the streets and walked into an offensive system. And he's not the reason why you're losing games. I think he's done everything we needed him to do, and he's being asked to do. Of course, he's not our top tier quarterback. He's not our first round draft pick quarterback in Kyler Murray. He's not that guy. And so he's giving us everything that we can expect out of Joshua Dobbs.
You know, and one of the things, and you kind of watch Joshua Dobbs, and the question I posed for Craig Fouy for our Factor Fouy a little bit earlier was, do you feel he's more than just a serviceable fill-in quarterback, that he's eventually getting to become a very viable quarterback
2
in the
minutes.
NFL? You feel that way?
Oh, without a doubt. He's just become a high-value backup. He's one of those guys that as soon as this offseason happened or something happened, and if the Cardinals doesn't sign him, he's one of the guys that you're going to say, you need to go get him and bring him on your team because of the backup. You know exactly what you're getting. He's going to garnish the conversations what we were giving to Nick Foles. When Nick Foles, switched one team, went to another team, and still got paid. He got paid respectfully because of his ability to come in and literally run the offense at a high level and not depreciate the offense as a backup. So again, we're still waiting for Kyler Murray to come in. We're waiting for him and hoping he can get back a lot sooner, so we can get that A+, that first round draft pick level of play that we would hope to see. But Joshua right now is absolutely doing everything the Cardinals can ask of him. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough players to compete and go against some of the top tier teams right now.
Okay, so the Cardinals
1 minute.
basically
1 minute.
stated that he's not coming off the PUP list like a lot of people were hoping that was going to take place with Kyler. What's your thought process on that? Are we going to see him maybe game 10? Where are you, Frank?
Well, I mean, I was hoping to get him off the PUP list so we can get him on the big dog list so we can start winning some football games.
I see what you did there, Frank.
Yeah,
I see what you did there, Frank.
I got it.
That's that Auburn education kicking in there.
Yeah.
You can use it next week, Rob. You can use it next week, Manuch.
I'm glad those 5 years of underwater basket weaving is finally paying off.
Hey, every now and then, hey, it's you got to know how to twist the baskets, and in order to get it in, you got to know how to twist the weaving in order to get into a basket. Some people just do strings, man. I actually turn mine into a basket.
Hey, let us leave you with this. Our State 48 Roofing Answer Call question of the day, Frank, and you can go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and vote on this as well. What growth are you seeing in the Cardinals this year? Is it resilience? Is it offense much improved? Is it defense more physical or better coaching? Resilience, offense much improved, defense more physical, or better coaching. Which way, when you go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter, are you going to vote?
I want to vote better coaching, without a doubt.
I did the same thing.
Just better coaching. Yeah, it's night and day, guys. From what we've seen the last couple of years here, and we look at our offense, look at our defense. From a Cardinal fan perspective, as a former player, I'm in for 4 quarters of football watching it and being able to enjoy what I'm watching and hoping to see something manifest itself with the sense that, we don't know if, Rondo's going to make a play or who's going to make the next play or if the defense is going to do something really, really exciting, in Kazir White or Zaven Collins making a big play. Like, there's hope in this team. There's hope in what we see, knowing that we still don't even have our best out there on the football field yet. So the coaching and what Jonathan has done, Nick and Dave, those guys, man, they're coaching their butts off, and they're in it for 4 quarters of football, and I'm happy to see that, and what as a former player as well as a fan.
Did you say Fitz? Was that a Freudian slip there? What he can do, or was that you just go back, or just that slip out? Just hoping for wishful thinking.
Oh, that wasn't a Freudian slip. At the end of the day, the basket weaving classes, man, and what we were doing.
Right. I'm just checking. I didn't know he was coming back. I mean, maybe you know something we don't know.
You're the best, Frank. Absolute best.
Love you, my brother.
Yep. You have a good one, Frank. Thank you as always, man.
You too, brother. Have a good one, man.
All right. There you go.
I had to ask him, is Fitz coming back?
Yeah, I know. I heard it too.
I'll say, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine with me.
Hey, it's the Monday Night Tailgate. In fact, it's going to get underway in roughly about an hour from right now as we speak. It is the Seahawks and the Giants in New York. The jackpot at $675 doesn't cost you a dime. Just show up and have a good time. And if you want to make some wagers, the incredible CAZ Sportsbook is available. And the CAZ Sports Bar always has food and drink specials. It's all here at Casino Arizona. Quick timeout. We're coming right back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 19.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Bill Belichick and the top 5 defenses that he put together. When they beat them in the Super Bowl, the last one that Brady and Belichick, Brady had no touchdowns. The Rams came in averaging 35 points a game, and they scored 3 points on an 89-yard field goal. You got to give the guys some credit.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is stop-and-go traffic. Loop 202 Red Mountain Freeway westbound 32nd Street over to the I-10. Also have an accident 43rd Avenue at Thunderbird, and an action at West Palm Lane at 114th Avenue.
This report is sponsored by the original Phoenix Creek Festival. Indulge in a vibrant cultural extravaganza as the Phoenix Creek Festival returns this October 6th through 8th. Revel in the richness of authentic Greek cuisine, live music, and fun-filled activities for all ages. Plus, kids under 12 are free. Visit PhoenixCreekFestival.org. OFA!
Over the years, Lerner has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
A homeowner just like you
decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Did you know COVID-19 related ER visits are 3 times higher than the flu? Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point.
All right, coming back in about 30 for the football at 50 liner.
Stuck in that endless loop of deciding what to watch next?
I want to be free.
With Pluto TV, you can dive into over 250 channels dedicated to every genre and entertainment, from crime to action, drama, comedy, reality, and everything in between. Pluto TV is TV the way it should be.
I want to be free.
It's easy and it's free. Download the Pluto
You got it.
on all your favorite devices and start watching now.
The 18-yard rush touchdown by McCafferty.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
You guys are hot.
Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Jax is here. Connor back in the studio. Time for our Football at 50. Manuch, it is the Monday night tailgate. It is the Seahawks and the Giants.
Yeah, this should be a good game. I mean, the Giants, you just never know what you're going to get. We saw them go ahead and come back against the Arizona Cardinals and come back and from way out and beat the Cardinals. And then last Thursday night game against San Francisco, they got thumped pretty good, but they've had, the time off to get themselves ready, get themselves healthy. Danny Dimes, you don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
Seattle's playing good football. Geno is playing good football. It just always seems that just when you think Seattle's on the downward trend, that Pete Carroll somehow can get this defense going, get this offense going.
Finds a way.
It finds a way. And with the Giants, it's kind of be one of those games of if they were to win, it wouldn't surprise you. Mm-hmm. It's in the Meadowlands. But I think for the NFC West fans, it's what kind of team can Seattle be to lay an egg the very first game of the year? And can they win 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row and go on the road? So it just always seems it's going to be, I think, a more physical game, maybe a little bit of a slobber knocker. Fortunately, all the rains have come and gone.
Right.
There's a chance for some precipitation. Thank you.
I got your back.
For tonight's game, but at that point, I think it's all about defense and controlling the football, and whoever has the ball last. I'll say that.
Okay. That sounds like a good way to finish it for me. Don't forget, it is the Monday Night Tailgate. You can win cash. All you have to do, just show up here, CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. All right, let's get to our Lerner and Rowe one call.
It's the Lerner Rowe one call, that's all.
3 minutes.
If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Motion by McCaffrey. The swing to McCaffrey. Use check blocking out front. Oh, a hurdle for McCaffrey. Ripping his way for the touchdown.
All right, that, of course, from the 49ers' victory over the Cardinals. Thank you to Fox. When he did that hurdle, first guy I thought of in a 49er uniform, Ronaldo Nehemiah, the Olympic hurdler who became a wide receiver with the Niners.
Or I also thought of Roger Craig, as well, too.
Mr. High Knees.
Mr. High Knees, how he could get up and down the field, and also a 1,000-yard receiver and 1,000-yard running back. That's what I thought of when I saw that.
There you go. That is our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Interact, need to check. Just call 602-977-1900. Also at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, Lerner and Rowe, one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Now, let's get to what's on tap.
All right, Connor, it's that time. Pour me a cold one if you would, please. Not a lot. Pretty much the National Football League. Thank you so much. It's pretty much got it. You got Seattle at the Giants. We've been talking about it. WM 5:15. If you're not here at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar, you can watch on ABC and ESPN. So that's pretty much it. But we highly encourage you to come on down here to the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook. We'll have the cash for you. We got $675 going on.
Yeah.
Giving away the cash. We'll be doing bingo tonight. Seems
All right,
to be the
fun.
flavor. So what's on tap brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company. Now available at the Tavern Grill in Scottsdale, 88th Street and East Linda. The Arena Sports Grill on Bell Road and 62nd Street. Upper Crust at Cave Creek and the 101 right there next to the Costco. In the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook where we're at right now. And by the way, folks, the new Roc and Manuch Amber is coming to BKD's Backyard Joint at Pecos and McQueen there in Chandler. Try it for yourself. That's the Roc and Manuch Lager, and coming soon, it's the Amber by Huss Brewing Company.
All right, let's get to our State 48 roofing results. It's your call question of the day.
Pretty much, what have you seen in reference to the Cardinals and all the things that they've got going on? Right now, 83.3% say it's the coaching, Jimmy.
30?
That is pretty much what everybody is looking for or that they're impressed with.
There you go. That is indeed our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day. Thank you to everybody. Jax, Connor back at the studio.
15?
Don't forget, the Monday night tailgate party starts as soon as we are off the air. Come on down to Casino, Arizona. Tomorrow, we are in Glendale
5.
at the Barrio Queen. See you then.